Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes, let's do it. Morning, everybody.
The familiar music. There it is. There it is. That must mean we're on. We're on.
We're on. Are they listening to the Bring Back Our Girls signs that are popping up all over the place?
No.
Are they paying attention?
It's more Coney shit.
We got all our big celebrities with their signs that they're holding up saying, Bring Back Our Girls.
Till the next sign. What do you think a hashtag with a sign is going to do to these fucking motherfuckers over there in Nigeria that are holding these girls? Nothing.
What? I thought they would release them immediately. Michelle
Right.
Obama held up the sign, Bring Back Our Girls.
Hashtag, oh no. It means nothing.
A whole bunch of A-listers are holding up the signs, Bring Back Our Girls.
And what is that supposed to do? Like, what is their education? Like, so you find out about it? We're finding out about it on the news.
Right.
I think a lot of people are aware of it. If they think it's going to spread awareness, that's stupid. And if they think it's going to do anything to intimidate these people, you're thinking on a whole nother level.
What, they're not listening?
I don't think they're listening.
They're not listening?
No, the
What?
people... The frightening people with their AK-47s, I don't think they care about hashtags.
Are they laughing at the hashtag?
I bet they don't even know about the hashtag.
Oh, really?
I bet they're so far removed from what everyone thinks is activism here that nothing happens.
They're not feeling the hate from Twitter?
The hate, they went into a town and pretty much killed every person in the town. Just shot them to pieces.
But what about the signs?
The signs.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, our girls. Bring back our girls. There's 300 of these students, these girls.
Right.
They were taken captive by Islamic extremists in Nigeria.
Right.
And they've since divvied them up into different locations.
Spread them out.
Spread them out. They're
Right.
saying they're going to sell them off to slavery.
Right.
Their whole gist is that they don't think their Islamic religion, the religion of peace.
Right.
They don't believe that women have any need or want or for education.
So shouldn't all the people that are holding up signs go look for them with compasses?
How about you go there
with a
and
compass?
Start looking. At least that would be something.
Right.
You go to Nigeria.
I thought if you just held up a sign that said "Bring Back Our Girls," they would listen.
They'd listen.
No, they're not listening.
This is that slacktivism we've talked about. This people feeling like I can do something. I'm going to help. Well, what should I do? I don't know. I could hold a piece of paper on the internet.
Didn't the Biebs hold up a sign?
Did the Biebs hold up one too?
I know The Rock held up a sign.
The Rock held up a
Sean
sign.
Penn. This picture.
Sean Penn.
Real men don't buy girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
What the hell's that about?
I almost commented until I realized what it was about. I was like, oh. About that.
They might be listening to that one. No?
Nope.
Really? Who are the other celebrities holding up the signs?
Well, like you said, the First Lady of the Grand United States of America. This isn't working. Nigeria isn't even going above and beyond to try to take care of this problem themselves.
They should walk around with a sign in Nigeria that just says, "Do you know where our girls are?"
Our girls are.
And just keep walking through these towns.
Until someone goes, yes.
Right, over there. And then, you try to, get one back.
Yeah. Chuck Schumer says...
Chucky!
Chuck Gay. He says that the United States ought to put up a reward for these girls.
Okay.
Like some kind of big cash reward. And that they should give the person or persons asylum here in the United States that finds these girls, that leads people to these girls. So I guess he's trying something. I don't know,
That's a little better than just holding up a sign.
And the people in Nigeria, there's just nothing going on. They're like, there's really no military presence. There's no this. No one's really trying anything. I guess right when this happened, the United States and Britain offered their assistance, and Nigeria said, no. Boo. And that's kind of where it stands. I don't see the signs helping, though. I don't see the signs helping at all.
No, that's too bad.
That's too bad.
I just thought with all the A-listers holding up the signs, we would have the girls back by now.
Why don't they just have a peaceful talk, being the religion of peace? They should be able to go to these Muslims and talk it out. Oh boy. And I love how they try so hard, all these celebrities and everybody, to just steer away from the word Islamic. They said extremist. They've said that fanatical, like everything but Islamic. Oh boy, are they petrified of that word.
They don't want to say Muslim.
They don't want to say Muslim. They don't want to say Muslim extremists. Yeah, good luck finding them.
Wouldn't it be up to the Muslims to fix their own religion?
You would think, like the
And
people
calm down
that
the
say,
extreme branches of it?
the people that say that, hey, that's just a small batch of people, the extremists, the murderers.
Right.
How about those people try to open up a dialogue with the crazy Muslims and say, like, look, here's the deal. We're peaceful people.
Right.
It's the religion of peace. And then that would get more people to say, hey, look at that. Some Muslims are good and trying to rescue these people. But that, for some reason, doesn't happen.
Right.
Astounding.
I'm laughing because, oh, God. Did you see the Michael Sam thing?
I was like,
are we allowed to
off
comment that it was a
the
little
grid.
awkward to see him kissing his dude?
Oh, fuck, that was. I saw that.
Are we allowed to say that, or is that bad?
You could say that.
You sure we're allowed to say that? Because no one else is allowed to say that.
It was a strange new moment, let's say. I put it that way. It was a very new moment for us. And new things, being a human, when you see new things, you're a little taken aback just to let it all soak in.
I didn't see the video.
I have no problem with the gays. I
Right.
really don't. I got gay friends.
You bet you do.
Right in this room, most likely.
So many gay friends, I got them up the ass.
I think maybe in this room even. I don't know. But with that said, I think even some of my gay friends, I don't have a lot of gay friends. Why am I trying to pump it up to more than it is? I think I have two. I think I have two. I do believe I know them well enough that they would be uncomfortable with this, but you're not allowed to say that?
Apparently not. If you comment, especially if you have any type of negative comment, you're Dunsky. But
and Michael Sam is a 7th round draft pick.
They said that was almost embarrassing. Wasn't he like a unanimous All-American second defensive player of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he didn't do well in the combine and all that. You know, that's where it matters. And a lot of teams very scared of drafting Michael Sam sooner because of what they saw.
Oh boy.
And no player has gotten this much attention in the 7th round just because of his sexual orientation. We all have to pay attention.
Is that his boyfriend right there?
There's been hundreds of gay people in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Sure.
If not in the thousands at this point.
Exactly.
But because he's the first openly gay player,
and
we all have to give a shit?
Is he openly gay? That was a hell of a smoocheroonie.
We see the video. I jumped off the picture, but I didn't.
But you're not. I mean, we got to at least acknowledge that you're not allowed to, have a reaction to this.
No.
And this new, this new day and age we live in, you're not supposed to react to this.
Yeah, that's you can accept something and still go, wow, that was a little uncomfortable or different to look at.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that you don't like it or you're hateful. Just getting used to.
It takes some getting used to.
Exactly. We're going to need to see this at least 10,000 more times before we're used to it.
We're apparently supposed to 10,000.
At least 10,000 times.
We're supposed to look at things as people now. This is what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Look at things and be instantly accepting of it.
Right.
And it's not a human reaction.
How about you let us soak this in a little bit? Give us a little time.
Let it deaden the nerve a little by multiple viewings.
I would say in this day and age, anyone over the age of 30 needs a little time. We need a little time. Can't just shove this down our throats and go, oh, okay.
Oh boy.
You got to give us a little time. That is some real talk right there.
So could we set the scene here? What is this? They're at a house. What is this?
Well, these guys, it was the NFL draft was over the weekend, and you got the cameras all over the place. And in this, because it's Michael Sam, they got a camera at his home waiting for him to be picked. And the round, oh, boy, my phone's lit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy, what did I say? Boyfriend kiss. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, hold on a minute. I got to turn this shit off. All right, anyway, so, and then he's finally drafted by the Rams, which from a kid at heart made me chuckle.
Ram.
The only team which would have been better would be the Packers, obviously.
Of course.
Let's make the jokes here.
Of course.
And don't go with the tight end wide receiver joke, please.
Right.
That's been done a million fucking times. You got to be a little more clever, a little more creative with your
Bob
jokes.
Hope did that joke.
Right.
Jesus.
Right. So he got picked by the Rams, and then the reaction was very
emotional,
and very, very nice.
Very nice.
There's some love in the room.
Just two loving men,
right?
Congratulating and.
By the way, this video leads to our first apology of the day.
All right.
If you think we're going 10 days without an apology, you're crazy.
We can't go 2. It's amazing.
No, on the Opie and Anthony show, we're trying to go 10 days without an apology. Guess what? Today, we have 5.
5 apologies.
We have 5 apologies since Friday's show.
5.
Since Friday's show.
It's crazy.
Alert the media. Opie and Anthony are trying to go 10 fucking days without an apology.
It's astounding.
5, and there could have been a 6, but Charles Barkley basically told San Antonio and everyone else to go fuck themselves.
Which is fantastic. I can't wait to hear that.
It's an amazing video. It's what everyone should be saying.
Great.
Everybody. Even Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling should go, look, I'm 80-something years old. I grew up in a time where there were separate water fountains.
Yeah.
I need some time to figure this shit out.
Trying to bring them back.
God, all you have to do is hang out with your grandma, your grandpa, and you realize they came from a different time. Are you kidding me? They can't figure out smartphones, and they can't figure out this shit yet.
I have my jitterbug phone.
Right. All right, here you go.
All right, here it is.
Michael Sam got drafted
getting the news.
by the Rams.
Cameras on him.
Go back a little bit. What happened?
Yeah, a little bit. I see him hugging. Hold on.
What, Sam?
What's the matter, Sam?
You got to go with the whole.
Yeah, well, they're in mid-hug.
What's the matter, Sam? It makes you nervous?
He wasn't picked yet.
No, he just got picked, but he hasn't. All right,
Makes you nervous? Well, they're in mid-embrace. I want to see how the embrace started.
Yeah, Sam. What are you cut out the fun part? They're all watching TV.
We got 4 hours to kill.
Yeah, this is like the dialogue.
We can play the whole NFL draft.
He's crying.
Never had before. Okay, as we told you, this is the moment where Michael Sam got the news that he is going to be a member of the St. Louis Rams.
Crying.
There you see him on the phone, and there you see the raw emotion. We've seen this so many times, over and over again, for so many players.
Oh, yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah, but you're only showing it because he's openly
weeping.
gay.
Oh, wow.
There's all the
Stick your head in
ladies.
gravy. They're clinched hands, finger in between finger handholds they have going there.
That's terrific.
His little boyfriend is embracing him, laying his head on his giant back. His boyfriend's crying too.
Where are they?
Home.
Oh, it's a house.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Ah, there it is. Woo. Well, look, the camera even fucked up. The camera couldn't even take it. It glitched. There they go. There's a big hugs and kisses.
See?
Wow.
You're not allowed to have that reaction, Anthony.
Holy oh, boy.
Oh, a bunch of kisses.
Oh, this is just kissy face city. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It's whatever.
Wow.
It's
Did
fine.
you guys see the part where...
That was like me and Jimmy after you got your last special.
Absolutely. And before it.
Did we see what, Travis?
Where he puts cake in his boyfriend's
What's
face
that
and
about?
then they kiss some more.
Why are they doing that?
It's a good time all the way around.
Cake and face and
That's a lot.
It's a good time all around.
They want
you guys are liars.
These jock sports announcers and stuff that are commentating on this are so dishonest. Yeah. I mean, they're just so dishonest.
I think there's a way to be accepting and also have a real reaction to all that.
Like, holy fuck, right? You know?
Right. I really think there's a balance there.
Yes.
They're all lying.
Yeah.
Some of them at ESPN and these other sports places absolutely felt a little uncomfortable seeing that.
Yeah.
But they probably are accepting as well. Oh,
yeah.
God. But who got in trouble? One of the Miami Dolphins players? Yeah. And that leads to our first apology. Did he officially apologize? Is he on the apology list? Yeah, he is, right? Is that the Don Jones thing? Mm-hmm. So that happened, and it leads us to our first apology. So we already set the apology clock.
That who's the boyfriend, by the way? Any word?
Some stud.
He's a kind of a little white guy.
Right.
That's one of those deals where
hopefully this is the last time.
Like, Dad, there's good news and bad news.
You said it perfectly before.
And the good news is I'm gay. Because, wow, it's like you bringing home a very large man. He's a football player, Pop. It's got to be difficult, right? Come out like that.
Depends on I don't know what his dad is like, but yeah.
I don't either.
Well,
I would assume it's probably a difficult thing for a gay man to come out to his father.
Look, we bitch about this place a lot, but what we just did is completely acceptable here at SiriusXM. They allow us to speak our minds.
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge that because other people had the same exact reaction we did. That's why I just played this for everybody that way. Because Don Jones probably had a very similar reaction, and now he's in all sorts of fucking trouble, and he doesn't even play for the Rams.
Oh, my God.
He plays for the Dolphins. You could be accepting, but also have an uncomfortable feeling seeing that.
Right.
Plus the fact he was drafted in the 7th round. Name one other football player that was drafted in the 7th round this year.
Oh, this year.
Or any year. You don't know those players.
Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus.
Emerson Boozer.
Anyway, Don Jones apologizes for tweet. The Miami Dolphins have fined second-year defensive back Don Jones. You hear that? Fined him an undisclosed amount and excuse him from the team following critical remarks towards Michael Sam, who recently became the first openly gay athlete drafted by the NFL. Would you like to know the critical remarks from Don Jones?
Excuse him from the team?
Yeah.
They fired him?
No, they're just putting him on the sidelines. He's not allowed to participate right now until he learns his lesson. Jones took to Twitter Saturday soon after Sam was drafted and tweeted, "These are the critical remarks." Are you ready?
Hold on.
OMG.
Oh, my God.
And horrible.
Horrible.
He later deleted those tweets.
Uh-oh.
What was the horrible part, though? The kiss
was horrible.
Yeah, he saw the kiss and said that was horrible.
All that cake in the face.
Yeah.
Jones met with the Dolphins brass about his comments Sunday before the team ruled on his punishment. He must undergo
sensitivity training?
Educational training before he can return to the Dolphins, according to the team. He's in a sport where they're basically killing each other on a daily basis.
Right.
Or cutting their life expectancies drastically from all the head injuries and everything else that happens to these poor guys. Jones met with the Dolphins president. Okay. Jones apologized to Sam in his first public comments about the situation. So here's your first apology. I want to apologize to Michael Sam for the inappropriate comments that I made last night on social media, Jones said. I take full responsibility for them, and I regret that these tweets took away from his draft moment. I remember last year when I was drafted in the 7th round. Oh, okay. He was a 7th round draft choice.
Oh, there you go.
And all of the emotions and happiness I felt when I received the call that gave me an opportunity to play for an NFL team, and I wish him all the best in his NFL career. But see,
great lawyer statement.
He was forced to lie, basically.
Right.
You're forced to lie now.
You think a lawyer wrote that for him?
Oh,
Jesus.
Legal eagle.
Everyone is forced to lie, so they are, put in line.
This is, you ever read 1984 and that whole part of the book where it's like you have to, they won't just kill you if you're a fucking, an outcast.
Right.
Somebody that doesn't agree with the whole system. They want you to really, honestly love the whole Big Brother thing before they kill you.
Right.
So you're reprogrammed, even though they're going to eliminate you, but there's something in the fact that you need to assimilate before they kill you. That's exactly what this sensitivity training is. It's like, it can't possibly work.
1984 is one of the greatest books ever written.
Oh my goodness!
And boy, did it foreshadow what we are becoming.
What year was that book? It was 83.
1980.
What year do you
no, it was way the fuck before 1984.
See, you read it now, and you almost say, "What's the big deal?" But you got to understand when this was written, none of this shit was going on yet.
Manipulation of the media and the government and the media being
and everyone
one,
watching each other.
Everyone's watching. Yeah, because
tattling on each other, and
when you first watched that movie or you read
I never saw the movie.
The movie was a little slow, but when you first read the book, the thing that got you, and the thing about this Big Brother thing, was that there was no real way to pay attention to what everyone's saying. Like, you were like, look, I could go in my fucking room, I could say things, I could write things, I could keep secrets, I could do that. And then you realize, like, there's no way they could keep tabs on you, but now they can.
Right.
It happened.
Right.
It really happened.
I sincerely apologize to Mr. Stephen Ross.
48, by the way. 48 are published in 49.
49?
Yeah.
1949. I didn't know it was that early. Wow.
That was someone that really picked up on that whole fucking...
We didn't even know if TVs were going to be...
Communist United States against the communists.
Is that when that was happening, McCarthyism?
A lot of
stuff,
paranoia going on.
McCarthyism after that or no?
Yeah, after that. But it was post-war, kind of the divvying up of Europe and everything, so...
We didn't even know if TVs were going to hit in 1949, and that's pretty key to 1984.
Yeah, yeah.
I sincerely apologize. This is Don Jones's apology, which continues. I sincerely apologize to Mr. Stephen Ross, my teammates. Who's Mr. Stephen Ross? Does anyone know? Travis?
Is that the boyfriend?
I don't know, maybe.
My teammates, coaches, staff, and fans of these tweets. I am committed to represent the value of the Miami Dolphins organization. Appreciate the opportunity I have been given to do so going forward.
Who's Stephen Ross, Sam?
I think he's the owner.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We were disappointed to read Don's tweets during the NFL draft. Dolphins head coach Joe Philippin was said in a statement. They were inappropriate and unacceptable, and we regret the negative impact these comments had on such an important weekend for the NFL. We met with Don today about respect, discrimination, and judgment. These comments are not consistent with the values and standards of our program. We will continue to emphasize and educate our players that these statements will not be tolerated.
What was that for? What was that apology for? It's like, just insert it into any situation. It's the same one. I sincerely apologize. Sincerely. God.
So that was huge over the weekend, obviously, huh?
All right, there's one away.
Let's say hi to Mike in Staten Island. Mike.
Ooh.
Gentlemen, I just wanted you to know that if you don't know already, the picture of them kissing was on the front page and the back page of the New York Daily News yesterday, and I apologize for anything I was thinking about.
Apologize for thinking about it, yeah.
Well, the papers are smart. They know that'll get people talking.
Yeah.
They didn't put it on their front pages and back pages saying, look at this wonderful moment. They knew that would get people talking.
That it was a shock. It was there for shock value also.
Right.
Shock value. There's such a taboo thing that goes into that picture. There's a lot of little taboos that are being broken there in that picture, and just to look at it as a heterosexual male, you look at it and go like, wow, that's really kind of, I gotta look at this picture.
but a lot of times seeing a heterosexual couple kiss is a little awkward, when they do that in public or whatever as well. So
yeah,
for real.
Yeah.
But this is
not like that.
This is not, something we've seen a lot. So of course you're gonna have a reaction to it.
Interracial man-on-man kiss on national television. It
on ESPN.
You get taken aback a bit,
The interracial shit used to be Magic versus Bird.
On ESPN.
On ESPN.
That was as interracial as they got.
That's exactly how interracial they used to get.
So
give us some time. We come from the Magic Johnson Bird era.
There are people that saw this and actually had to pick up their Bible and talk to it.
Yes.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's happening, Jesus?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Jesus.
The gay thing definitely dropped his draft stock. He was all right. See, because we don't know as much about this shit. Snowy in Michigan, but Snowy, his numbers were shit in the combine. I thought.
Well, I don't know about I can't say I know everything, but he was a co-defensive player of the year in his conference.
Right.
Now, I'm sure. I'm not saying he would have gone in the first and second round, but I think it's a good chance he may have gone 5 or 6, being a co-defensive player, and he didn't. He announced to his team he was gay before the season started, and they kept it private. So it wasn't like they gave him co-defensive player of the year. Oh, look, he came out as gay. It wasn't the end of the season.
Right. He earned that. He obviously earned that. And you're saying he should have been drafted higher.
No, I'm just saying, I'm sure might have affected his draft stance a little bit because some teams don't want to take that on. It's like, do we really want to bring it on and kind of bring the whole shitstorm that could come about with this? And if we cut him, they'll say we cut him because he was gay, and I'm sure some teams didn't want to take that on.
They said he's a small, like at the combine. They said he was a smaller player than. He's in that weird thing where he's not heavy enough or not tall enough, but he's.
He brings up a great point, though, there, right at the end of that, what he just said.
What?
The fact that if a team has to let him go, there's that liability that he's going to go, you're letting me go because I'm gay.
Right.
Starts a whole big fucking legal issue. So maybe teams are like, look, we don't want to deal with that in the first place. So as a preemptive little strike here, fuck them. We're not going to take them on. That could be a very real possibility.
Yeah, or the wrong guy says the wrong thing in the locker room.
Right. Now you got a fucking whole issue, a whole new issue. Oh, boy.
All right, let me go to Frank in Philly. Frank
in Philly.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There was another Miami's Dolphins apology on Thursday night. They drafted their player. I don't know who it was, but Mike Pouncey, one of the current Dolphins, decided to tweet that he could not wait for his gifts and presents from the new draft pick after the whole issue they just had last season with the guy being bullied.
I missed this.
I did too.
Yeah, it was Mike Pouncey. He tweeted it.
All right, well,
Did he delete it and apologize?
I think he did apologize. I'm not sure, but the owner of the Dolphins once again came out and said he was disappointed in the situation, and this does not represent the whole Dolphins team.
But
it was kind of amusing.
But the Dolphins are lying.
Oh, absolutely.
They're lying in this apology here.
Yeah.
There are players on the team that are still uncomfortable with the gay. They have fans that are uncomfortable with it still. There's people in the front office that are uncomfortable with it still. You don't want the hate being spewed, but I think it's okay for people to be uncomfortable with this still.
Right.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Doesn't represent it does represent the Miami Dolphins. There's a percentage of your fan base that are uncomfortable with this.
These horrible statements do not represent the fine, outstanding. We've worked with many gay organizations over the years.
Right.
They just pile on an apology, everything they've done.
Right.
Oh, man. That is
that's only the first apology.
Pretty disturbing, though. Look at his little white arms around that giant black shoulders. I mean, it really is a very... I mean, you could kind of... I don't know.
Eminem's apologizing to his mom in a video?
What?
This is how bad the apology culture has gotten?
That's somebody who probably owes one. He said a lot of awful shit about his mother.
He said a few things over the years.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
It's his new song.
He needs a little attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Are they going to change the name of Shade 45 soon?
To what?
I don't know. I mean, when they made Shade 45, it was because Eminem was hot.
Ja
Rule hot.
Maybe. He's the hot rapper.
Yeah, let's go with Ja Rule.
It's a bad idea.
No.
No, I just put out a new song where he's apologizing. He's empathizing with, he's forgiving and apologizing to
How
his
is
mom.
the song?
It's just like any other Eminem song.
Oh, forget it then. Chris in North Carolina. Chris.
Hey, Ope.
Hey,
I
buddy.
just want to tell you guys about the best part of 1984 that you missed out on. In 1984, the main character, there's 3 countries, and he's in one country, and he's always told that the other country they're aligned with and the third country they're against.
Right.
And he's always told this time and time again. And then at some point, they just switch it around and say, now we're against the first country and we're allied with the second country.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically manipulating their minds so they have no idea who their true enemy is out in the world.
Yeah.
And that's happening today. Our government is constantly sort of rerouting what we think is good and bad, or who is the good guy and who's the bad guy.
Yeah, you could really pick it apart and probably take every instance of government deceit in 1984 and peg it to something that's going on today.
It's almost laid out like
Crazy.
a free book.
Yeah. Gonna have to. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to read the book, but I'll just watch the movie.
Well, I'll read the book.
The guy was in it that got the alien ripped out of his stomach in Alien.
Ah,
he's the main guy.
What's his name?
Exactly.
Okay.
That guy.
That's
why no actors. He was in that other movie. Yeah, that's him. What's his name? I don't know.
We're going to take a break. We got Donald Sterling. We got at least 4 more apologies as we reset the apology clock back to 0 already.
Hell of a
Charles
world.
Barkley clips, too.
The Charles Barkley thing is one of the greatest things.
Because he's a real man.
TV in many, many years.
He's a real man.
And everyone should pay attention to that. And you should have went to Twitter right after he did that. People loved it. That's what the people want.
Yes.
They don't want all this apologizing
People hate groveling.
Crap. They just don't want it. But all these pussy boys on all these other networks, can't get in front of a camera quick enough to apologize. The Joan Rivers one especially still bothers me. They apologize for Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll eat some food and we'll get into some more stuff.
Somewhere to keep the body moving. Muscles use chemical energy, and this requires a pretty constant input. Viruses are net consumers of energy. A virus by itself cannot generate energy. So if you wake up tomorrow in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, hole yourself up for a while until they all run out of brains to eat, and they'll just fall down eventually. This is why I think 28 Days Later series was the most realistic of all the recent zombie movies, and why the book World War Z wins the Unrealistic Award for its horde of immortal undersea undead walkers. Barring a virus or a toxin, the only other explanation that bears scrutiny is something supernatural. And you don't believe in magic anymore, do you? Be sure to check out Weird Medicine, Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Opie and Anthony channel.
Good. The Opie and Anthony Show is back on Sirius XM.
Exile on Main Street 42 years ago today.
Oh.
I hit that one, by the way, for the record. Ooh. A little happy.
Yeah. We have a lot of Stones things on this break too. When we talk about what happened in 40 some odd years ago and stuff.
All right.
It's usually the Stones, U2,
the Beatles. That's about it.
Zeppelin, Van Halen.
Yeah. Van Halen.
Yeah.
If you want a weird one, Billy Squire.
Weird what?
Lonely as the Night. What was the big one?
Stroke me.
Right.
And then there's the Christmas one he did.
Christmas is the time to say I love you. Right, that one. They're saying he's 64 today. That just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
I guess he was a bit older than everyone else when MTV hit.
I think he was in his early 30s.
Early 30s when everyone else was kind of in their early 20s or so.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't seem right that Billy Squire is 64 years old, but all right. All right.
A lot of rumors about his mysteriousness over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the NFL should draft him, and then we'll find out.
Big smooch. Big smooches.
Is it too late for the NFL to draft him so we can find out? Cameras in his home.
Here he is, and there it is.
In the 48th round.
It's just great, those sportscasters just... What a great moment. It's not even acknowledging.
Yeah.
What we know they're thinking.
Right.
Everyone's just petrified. That's, at least, there's something you don't see every day. And I don't want to see it, Bob.
Yeah. Well, we got Irish _ Tommy81. He knows a little more. That's why I like the Twitter. He says, Michael Sam, statistically, Sam had one of the worst combines out of any player. Okay? And then he has an article that kind of shows that point. And then he goes on and says, Max Bulla, I don't know this guy, not gay, from Michigan State, was known as one of the best defensive players in the NCAA. He wasn't even drafted.
Not gay.
And then he continues again, and he says, Ron Jaworski on SportsCenter Sunday said Michael Sam is average and one-dimensional, and that's why he was drafted in the 7th round. So it wasn't because, he was gay that he was drafted so late.
A lot of people can still speculate.
So, just more info on the whole thing, that's all.
Yeah.
All right. Donald Sterling.
Yeah, what's going on?
Is this the fake tape by his friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
You heard about Donald Sterling. Another tape was released?
Yeah.
And it's so fake. It was so
Fake,
set up.
Totally fake?
Yes.
How was it faked? Fake voice?
And all of a sudden they said, oh, look at another Donald Sterling tape hits the media.
Huh.
And I guess Sterling did it with one of his friends.
That's a goof?
Well, even on the tape, he's like, no one's going to hear this. To kind of, like, help the fact that he was secretly taped again.
Wait.
It's so obvious.
Is this him trying to stay out of, trouble? Did they think people were going to buy this?
This is to kind of, counterbalance all the other tapes.
Oh, okay.
They put out a fake tape?
This is a fake tape.
I didn't realize.
Who did he talk to, Sam? You know, offhand?
No, they didn't say in the article.
Just one of his friends.
Yeah.
Yuck.
This is really uncomfortable. But, I mean, he's trying to save his property there.
Do you have that check for the NAACP that I just made out for $1 million?
Might as well.
Because I love black people.
Yeah. Right.
There's nothing worse than an old person trying to use new technology. Thinking they can fool all the people.
Well, let's listen to the tape.
All right.
You
Maybe
decide.
it's
You decide if this is a real tape that was leaked.
All right.
But I'm talking to a girl. I'm trying to have sex with her. I'm trying to play with her.
Oh.
What?
We're going to turn this thing around.
Keep your chin up.
Keep your chin up.
He sounds like a Daryl Hammond impression.
Yeah.
What can if you were trying to have sex with a girl and you're talking to her privately, you don't think anybody's there, you may say anything in the world. What difference does it make?
That was his bedroom talk?
Yeah, exactly.
He's saying, you might as well have sex with her. You say anything.
Well,
I hate black people. Does that turn you on? You're getting all immersed.
Then if the girl tapes it and releases it, my God, it's awful. Joel, all the ministers will careful. Who thinks anybody's going to tape something? What the hell? I'm talking to a girl. The girl's black. I like her. I'm jealous that she's with other black guys. I want her. So what the hell can I, in private, tell her? I don't want you to be with anybody. I mean, am I a person? Do I have any freedom of speech? I wish Magic Johnson was talking to a girl. And you're trying to play with her. And you might say anything. You may say you have the biggest penis in the world.
Oh, no.
I would have said I could fly over high-rise buildings if I had to. And you're talking to her. Then you go away, and the next thing, 3 months later, what you said when you were hot trying to get her is released.
Is the other guy's voice on this?
No.
Oh, what fucking nonsense.
I want to play with her. What a creep.
How hateable is this? I hate him more for this tape than the first one.
No, what a creep.
Yeah. Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's old Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
It continues.
I have a girl here who has black kids and is partly black, I think, myself. I love the girl. And so she's telling me, you're wrong. I know I'm wrong. What I said was wrong. But I never thought the private conversation would go anywhere out to the public. I didn't want her to bring anybody to my game because I was jealous. I mean, I'm being honest. And doesn't matter. No one's going to hear it but you and me, so.
Oh,
yuck.
And the other guy never talks?
No.
Because there isn't another guy. It's just him recording himself. No one's ever going to hear.
I think it was his idea, and everyone had to go with it. They're probably like, I don't know if you want to do that.
Right.
And he's a stubborn
This is great. I'll talk like I do, but I'll explain myself. Like it's candid.
I don't know. I mean, they kept saying that it was his girlfriend, but was it his girlfriend?
I don't know.
He was trying to play with her.
No, that wasn't a guy trying to get laid.
Yeah, you're buying her.
That was a guy possibly talking after he got laid. You know what I mean? In the kitchen the next morning or something. That wasn't someone trying to get in.
Wait, you know what? Why would he buy her fucking Ferraris and all that stuff if he hadn't fucked her?
Well, you got to take it all on a relative scale. He's a fucking billionaire. Buying a chick a Ferrari is nothing if you're trying to fuck her.
Maybe, but then I'm like, there's been these rumors that she's transsexual, and they're only rumors. But is she?
Who knows?
Because if she is, a big if, but I wonder if she is.
She's got a few man features.
It's her hands. There's a few things I look at.
There's a few man features.
Usually I hear that, I'm like, no, it's just a girl who looks a little
kooky too. Boy.
Right.
But I wonder if, like, say they had sex. Let's just say she's trans and they had sex. Maybe he's trying to spin it like now he's got to put a thing like we never had sex, because then there's that element that he knows might come out.
That's what, the old penis?
I don't know.
I don't know. So
Just a guess.
That was one of many Donald Sterling things that
I love it.
Came about since our last radio show together. Then he went on with Anderson Cooper, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now
Anderson Cooper.
And I guess this leads to apology number 2. As we try to go 10 days without an apology, Donald Sterling has now apologized officially as well.
Yes.
As you will see in this bit of audio.
Goes on and on.
So he talked to Anderson Cooper from CNN.
The problem. I don't know how apologizing, and I'm asking for forgiveness. Am I entitled to?
Go back to the beginning.
Yeah, no problem.
Member who made a mistake, and I'm apologizing, and I'm asking for forgiveness. Am I entitled to one mistake? Am I, after 35 years? I mean, I love my league, I love my partners. Am I entitled to one mistake? It's a terrible mistake, and I'll never do it again.
The vice president of the NBA Players Association, Roger Mason, he said that the players won't accept anyone in the Sterling family owning the Clippers. Not you, not your wife, not your son-in-law, not your daughter. Do you believe that?
I really don't know. By the way, the people that are going to decide my fate, I think, are not the media and not the players' union, but the NBA.
The owners.
Pardon me?
The owners.
The owners. If the owners feel I deserve another chance, then they'll give it to me.
But there is a path for you to fight their decision, isn't there?
Of course. But if you fight with my partners, what at the end of the road, what do I benefit? Especially at my age, if they fight with me and they spend millions and I spend millions, let's say I win or they win, I just don't know if that's important.
Why wait so long to apologize? It's been a couple of weeks. You could have come out.
That's a very good question. I'm so emotionally distraught. And the reason it's hard for me, very hard for me, is that I'm wrong. I caused the problem. I don't know how to correct it.
Do you trust people? I mean, there have been a couple of phone recordings just in the last week or two that have come out of people you've talked to on the phone, or it seems to be your voice, who then sold it to, Radar Online or TMZ. And I hear that and I think, do you have anyone you trust around you?
I don't give interviews. The only one that I know that I talked to is Magic Johnson.
You have talked to him?
Twice. And then, yeah,
Did you apologize?
He knew the girl, he said. He knew the girl well. Did
you apologize to him? Or?
Well, if I said anything wrong, I'm sorry. He's a good person, and what am I going to say? Has he done everything he can do to help minorities? I don't think so. I'll say it. He's great. But I just don't think he is a good example for the children of Los Angeles. I'm not a racist. I made it.
Hold on, can I point?
He just doesn't know when to stop.
What a dumb twat. How is he not a good example?
L.A. loves Michael.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson, excuse me. Loves him.
He just can't hold it in.
He came out with AIDS 20 years ago, or HIV, and he's fucking lived a productive life, and he's showing that you don't have to give up, and he's an entrepreneur.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Anyone else hear that in there? He was hinting that Magic Johnson knows that girl.
Yeah.
There was a little something to that.
Look out, you might get the AIDS.
But he's hinting like he knows her.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean?
Wow, man.
Keep going.
He can't accept blame for himself, though. He's got to be like, wow, Magic Johnson's not
Magic
good.
Johnson's an asshole, and
right. He's trying to keep it calm. He's ready to like throw everyone under the bus.
Oh yeah.
He probably will if he officially loses the team. He'll have some things to say.
I made a terrible, terrible mistake. And I'm here with you today to apologize and to ask for forgiveness for all the people that I've hurt. And I've hurt so many people, so many innocent people.
Have you?
And I've hurt myself.
Oh.
You know?
Comes back to him.
I spoke to a girl that I was fond of. When I listened to that tape, I don't even know how I could say words like that. And I'm so sorry. And I'm so apologetic.
This is so insincere. It's ridiculous.
What a disingenuous old twat this guy is.
I'm sorry. I'm so sincere to apologize. He is not sincerely apologizing for anything.
He's delusional.
I've hurt myself. Me.
How do you make it about you?
He can't do anything else but make it about him. This whole apology is about him. Everything he does is about him. That's it.
Anderson Cooper is not a great interviewer either. He just sits there and listens too much sometimes. Right?
With this guy, though, you just want him to talk.
I guess.
You just want this guy to fucking yap.
Yeah, I don't know. Anderson's not really, adding much to this, though. Go ahead there, Sammy.
What are you sorry about?
Well, I'm sorry that so many people are hurt. I never dreamt that this could happen. It's a terrible, terrible nightmare. My players, they didn't need this. They didn't need this cloud over their head. And they're good people. And I love them, and I respect them, and I would always be there for them.
He's whining.
To hear that I'm a possible racist is so painful to me, because I'm not a racist, and I've never been a racist.
When you saw them take off wear their warm-up jerseys reverse, so the name Clippers wasn't on that first game, what did you think?
I really didn't pay attention to it. They are Clippers, and they're mine, and I'm theirs. That's how I feel. I would do anything for them. I made a mistake. I hope it's in their heart to forgive me for that mistake. I don't know why the girl had me say those things.
You're saying you were set up.
The girl had me say those things.
Oh my God. He just won't take responsibility for the fact that he said it.
I love it.
I don't know why she made me say those things.
What a fucking doddering old annoying man.
This is classic. Almost done.
I mean, it's not the way I talk. I don't talk about people, for one thing, ever. I talk about ideas and other things, but I don't talk about people.
What?
Do you know how the tape got released?
No.
Do you think she did it?
I don't know. I mean, an 80-year-old man is kind of foolish, and I'm kind of foolish. I thought she liked me and really cared for me. I guess being 51 years older than her, I was deluding myself.
Do you trust her now?
No, I don't trust her, and I just wish I could ask her.
These are dumb questions.
Why? And if she was just setting me up, I think that people say she was taping me for 2 years. So maybe I was just fooling myself, thinking for 2 years that she cared for me. She certainly acted like it.
Yeah, Cooper with softball questions.
How can you pretend you didn't fuck her after 2 years?
Right.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, he should have tried to find out exactly what type of relationship he had with this woman.
The things she made me say.
Right. We still don't know what kind of relationship they had.
Well, Magic knew her. That doesn't kill my other theory.
Oh, right.
Nope.
Well.
No, there was something in the way he said that. I was like,
You would think at this point. someone would release to the news that if she had a cock.
Yeah, you pirate.
Yeah. I think.
She's got
in celebration.
Yes, of course.
A celebratory news press conference.
Well, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
We move on to Charles Barkley now. He had two hot things over the weekend. He commented about this interview.
He did.
Oh, boy, did he. You want to hear that first?
Sure.
Okay. This is Charles Barkley. He's the man. Charles Barkley's the man.
See Anderson Cooper's exclusive interview with Donald Sterling starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. on CNN's New Day, and then the full interview on Anderson Cooper 360 tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on CNN.
Oh, I'm glad we got to work tomorrow night, so we don't have to watch that junk. We got games tomorrow night.
The sprint happens for him.
I love it.
Do you know he was on or no?
That junk.
He's got to know. He's got to know. They're going to the bumper music,
That's
but their
hilarious.
mics are probably live. Of course. And then that leads to what Charles Barkley did last night. Last we left you, he made fun of women in San Antonio being big.
Yes.
Big and fat.
Yep, fat chicks.
Fat chicks. And then I think a couple fat groups stepped forward, like we demand an apology from Charles Barkley, blah, blah, blah.
They lumbered forward.
Yeah. They stood up for a half a second and sat back down immediately and made their statement.
If you didn't hear the original comments from Barkley, it was just hilarious. He was just having fun. And the guys at the table were enjoying the hell out of it. Because Charles Barkley has no problem. He doesn't have much of a filter.
This guy's having fun.
Right. So this is what Charles Barkley said last night as far as the situation goes, and everyone wondering if he was going to apologize for making fun of the women in San Antonio.
50, we got a minute. Can I say something?
Yeah.
That's why you're here. Okay. You know, I've heard some complaints from the people of San Antonio.
Why would that be?
Let me just say this. I heard they were talking about us on some stupid show called The Talk the other day. I don't know what that is. I heard that some idiot in San Antonio started a blog. Let me just
What's
say,
the blog?
I don't know.
Okay.
Listen, I'm just going to have fun on TV. You know I'm joking. I say San Antonio got a great organization. They got the best point guard. They got the greatest power forward ever. Some of you people don't like my sense of humor, is what I got to say. Turn off your damn television. I'm not going to change. If you don't like me or the show, turn it off. And they want me to apologize. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Me joking about those big old women down in San Antonio.
Good for him.
And they're all laughing. They're like, look at him.
That's the only sports show where men are acting like the way men want to act. You know, joking around and shit.
You got to watch how hard Shaq laughs, and you got to watch the way the other co-host, I don't know who that is.
Well, Shaq appreciates a good, retard face, so of course he's going to laugh. Of course he's going to laugh at this.
And he has fucking retired player money, so he doesn't
Yeah, exactly.
And the other co-host keeps egging Charles on the same way he was in the first clip.
In the first,
trying to get him to say San Antonio women are fat.
Right. This is how... go ahead.
So listen, y'all can write letters to your mama, your daddy, your uncle. I'm gonna have fun on television. You know that I'm joking around, but if y'all waiting on me to apologize, hell gonna freeze.
Wait, what are you apologizing for?
There's no big old women down there. Let me tell you, come on.
I think we're out of time.
Come on. What do they eat?
He's the best.
Churros on the house.
Churros. There you go. That's all you have to say.
Oh, is that fucking funny,
I'm
man?
having fun on TV. I'm having fun on the radio.
Big old women.
Yeah, we're trying to make people laugh. They're trying to, have fun on TV and make people laugh or whatever.
As long as you have the company backing you up like that, they're not going to throw him under the bus.
That's hilarious.
He's great.
Do we have the clip of the talking about Charles Barkley making fun of fat people in San Antonio? That just sounds
horrible. The Talk, here it is.
Fat joke's gone too far? Is this?
Oh no!
Oh yeah, they got a beach ball. Every women's show has to have a beach ball.
That looks like Snipes in that fucking movie where he dressed like a chick. She looks like Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
That chick is Wesley Snipes, motherfucker.
That's great. The Talk is just, this thing is a horrendous show, by the way. Go ahead.
sounds like I need to start a new organization, 1-800-RENT-A-FAT GIRL. Maybe I need to start a new organization.
All right, she's making fun of herself a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe I know that I am, for my body size and my height, I am fat. So, but I didn't take offense because you ain't talking to me. I live in California. Who knows?
That's funny. At least she's having fun with it.
But I will say this. On a serious tip. Those of us who are pleasingly plump, voluptuous, we have a sense of humor as well as we have feelings. So it depends on how you feel about that. He need to worry about getting punched in his big fat head.
Amazed when celebrities, I guess, who have been in the public eye for a long time don't realize they're going to get in trouble for saying something.
But they shouldn't get in trouble.
We kind of know what
you should
we're
push
going to get in
back.
trouble for. But in terms of an apology, and maybe I'm alone in this, I don't think what he said is right, and I think it's hurtful, but I'm kind of tired of celebrity apologies. It's like they said it, they feel it, like, I don't know.
That's the daughter from Roseanne. But not pretty one.
I just think it's a whole bunch of guys trying to do one-up on each other. They're trying to be, oh, look how funny he is. I just don't take it. I don't take it with any venom or any hurt. I don't get that.
There's no way she's going to be offended.
And he's not, I mean, he's no, like, Playboy centerfold himself, Playgirl centerfold himself. I'm just saying.
No,
he's got some curves on him, too.
But it's just, I don't know, I think that we're all kind of very politically correct, touchy, and every little thing that everybody in the public eye says, it's a bunch of guys.
Agree.
We have a viewer's opinion. That
This wasn't bad. They didn't.
No, they didn't.
They were funny about it.
They were saying.
Charles Barkley, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You have the audacity to say those comments about women. You definitely need to apologize. Big, small, black, yellow, white, we are all the same and beautiful.
No, you're not all beautiful.
You're not.
Obviously.
Stop.
You're not all beautiful.
Beautiful.
You're not. You're fat and not fuckable, madam. Sorry.
Yes. I love that
I think he needs to apologize. I hear what you're saying, Sarah, but I think he needs to hear what people are saying who were hurt by it and say, you know what?
by it.
You made a bad joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Because
you're
why
not.
Is it okay to say
It was a good
something
joke.
hurtful to people you don't even know?
What'd she say? You know what? She raises a point. I'm not going to disagree with that woman.
Wait,
at
what'd
all.
she say?
I will not disagree with her.
What'd
she
she
makes
say?
a point.
What'd she say?
She just said Charles Barkley should apologize.
Yes, she did. I might not necessarily agree, but she raises a good point, and that's the end of it.
Yeesh.
Oh, I know why.
Jimmy's an asshole.
Why? Can I not agree with a lovely woman making a point?
I know why.
Why?
Because that's the boss's, the ex-boss's wife.
I didn't even know that.
He kind of runs TV.
Oh.
He runs all of TV. So.
I didn't even know that.
She used to host that reality show, right?
She still does. Big Brother.
She does Big Brother as well.
I didn't.
Well, she's
the
a
fact that,
fucking idiot.
Look, I would never. That's right. She is married to Les Moonves. I just don't. Good point.
Oh God.
He should say he's sorry.
Oh God.
She changed your mind.
She certainly did.
She actually said he should say sorry.
Why don't she marry more Moonves?
Falcone, you always bring it around.
Certainly do. Wow, that was stupid.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Jimmy.
You should apologize. Get the fuck out of here.
It was a bad joke. No, it wasn't. It's a good joke.
He was killing.
It was funny. He was killing. He's talking about fat chicks.
See how hard Shaq was laughing?
Yes.
Right? Do you know, ladies?
Let's remind the people Shaq enjoys a good retard face. So that's not too fair.
I don't think the ladies understand how funny fat chicks are to men. They're the brunt of many jokes, a lot of conversations that men have when we're hanging out. Goes over to the fat chick thing. We talk about fatties. It's a funny topic of conversation among men.
If your friend bangs a fatty, you make fun of him?
Right, you make fun of them.
What was the name of our contest? Fatty Pig Fatty?
Fatty Pig Fatty.
Can we bring back Fatty Pig Fatty?
I don't know.
Can we put it on the docket?
I think so.
In this day and age.
Fatty Pig Fatty. We were trying to find the fattest woman. that was willing to step forward. And what were we giving him? $1 a pound or something?
No, more than that, I think.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, it was a couple bucks a pound.
Couple, or was it
$10 a pound or something?
Was it $10 a pound?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think...
and we had some monsters that came walking through that studio door.
Real piggy wiggies.
And we called it Fatty Pig Fatty.
You know what's not beautiful, fat chicks?
What?
The fucking crusty, darker skin between your folds. Between your fucking fat folds. Back of your neck. Armpit fat. Full of skin tags, and the tone of the skin is fucking like 3 times darker than the rest of the skin, because it's just been rubbing together. And Jesus Christ.
Goes against nature a little bit, too.
It's not beautiful.
I was at the Philadelphia Zoo over the weekend.
Oh.
I didn't see any fat animals.
No fat animals.
Because nature doesn't accept that.
No, they know what to stop eating and when they need to run around.
In the wild, in the wild, nature just doesn't accept fat animals.
Yeah.
Elephants, are they officially fat?
I don't think they're fat considering their size and what they do and what they eat. I think the bigger the animal on this planet, because of things like gravity, you need to have a stronger body. If you were,
a stronger structure.
A stronger structure.
Right. Well, that doesn't explain the giraffe.
No, but they're thin and tall, so it's a different type of body. I think they defy gravity in other ways,
Do they?
Yeah. Pretty strong. But you're not going to see them pushing shit like an elephant can.
Right. Let's go to Sonny in Boston.
Thank you for this.
Hey, Opie, please, let me know. You're not rooting for the Rangers in this series, are you?
Oh, shit.
No.
right,
I don't
good.
go Rangers. I'm an Islanders fan, period.
No, I know that. But
So every team, safe to say, every team playing the Rangers, I'm for.
Okay, so you're all right. Very good, very good. All right, now listen. Why did he get?
I think they're going to Game 7, though, right?
Yeah,
Rangers made a bit of a comeback against the Penguins. They're going Game 7. Holy shit! Go ahead.
Penguins.
Well, I wanted to get to the PK Subban incident in Boston's game. Fucking Sean Thornton fucking squirting water at fucking PK Subban and making a big fucking deal about it.
What happened?
Well, it was...
Sean Thornton squirted water at the black player on the Canadians, and what? He was fined for that?
Yeah, Sean Thornton was fined for that, yeah. And he kind of laughed about it, too, because, pretty much Montreal... Let me tell you something. PK Subban, all right, even though he's a black player, he's like one of the best defensemen in the league, and you can't take that away from him, but the problem is that he plays like a pussy Canadian. That's where it all comes from. All this fucking political correctness is coming from Canada.
So you're not allowed to squirt water on a player?
Well, it's fucking hockey. Of course you can.
Well, you're not, because he got fined for it.
Yeah. Was it racist?
No, it's not. He wasn't doing it for a racist.
Sonny, I wasn't even going to talk about this today. This is your story. You're not allowed to squirt water on players if he got fined for doing so.
Come on. It's fucking hockey,
Yeah,
I agree with you, but officially you're not allowed to do it.
Right, okay.
If they're fining players for squirting water on another hockey player, then they're not allowing that behavior in the NHL.
That's right, they're not.
Which I find ridiculous considering, what kind of sport it is.
Yeah, especially where you're like, you take the gloves off, you're allowed to fight and get 2 minutes penalty. You don't get penalized for it.
Yeah, because that's a sport where you squirt water in, someone's face, you're going to fight over it.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, bye.
Can I comment on that phone call?
He waited an hour.
Epic fail!
He waited an hour for that.
Sonny.
All right, Sonny. I don't even know the incident, really. I don't know that one that well.
It's in our news prep, right?
That one?
We got the email. I didn't think it was a big deal either.
Okay. Thanks, Sonny. Look where you left us with.
Yeah, huh?
Bruin Sean Thornton fined for squirting PK with water.
So he did get fined.
Misses to the left. Marchand able to force it out around Plekanec. Fans on their feet here in Boston. Canadians offside with 41.9 seconds remaining. What's Subban saying to Thornton, Pierre?
Subban thought Thornton sprayed some water on him, and he's gone over. He's pointing at his mask right now. He's telling Eric Furlan, he put water up my face.
He's laughing.
Thornton's laughing over it.
All from
Whatever it takes. I can see it. You think whatever you want. I'll tell you one thing. There's not a team in the league that wouldn't have PK Subban on their team.
Did you see what Corey Perry did to Jeff Connor with the water bottle the other night?
Yes.
Into his glove.
Olympic teammate.
Yep.
Oh, he did that while he was skating?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you got to get.
Yeah, even though it's hockey, Sonny, you can't throw water on a player when he's skating by.
Yeah, you got to be fined for that, of course. I didn't even know how the water squirt happened, so it was during the game. You can't do that.
Have they been doing that? No one knew it. They've probably been doing that for a long time.
Oh, I'm sure it's something that they do from time to time if they can get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, and opposing players skating by your bench and give them a little squirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, hockey players are just, there's a lot of assholes there.
A lot of assholes.
A lot of assholes in hockey, which makes the sport great.
Go for them.
Exactly.
Any apology?
I don't know if there's an apology there yet.
So.
How many apologies have we done so far? 2?
I think 3.
We went through Barkley's non-apology, we went through Donald Sterling, and we went through
Don Jones,
player,
right?
Yeah.
Don Jones.
From the Dolphins. We didn't do the Premier League one yet.
No.
We didn't do... let's see. Which one's... Okay, we got 3 more. The Nintendo apology.
Right.
Nintendo apologizing for keeping same-sex couples out of game.
Out of a game. What the fuck?
For what?
Now people are apologizing for what's not happening in fucking games?
Yes. Yes.
And they actually felt like they should apologize for this.
And this would be the 3rd apology today, as we try to go 10 days without an apology. Nintendo apologizes for keeping same-sex couples out of game. Nintendo is apologizing and pledging to be more inclusive after being criticized for not recognizing same-sex relationships in English editions of a life simulator video game. The publisher said that while it was too late to change the current game, it was committed to building virtual equality into future versions.
Virtual equality.
If they're produced. Now we're up to virtual equality.
Yeah, we need virtual equality.
Yeah. Isn't that a fantasy world?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nintendo came under fire from fans and gay rights organizations this past week after refusing to add same-sex relationship options to the game Tomodachi Life, something like that. I don't know this game. We are apologizing for disappointing many people by failing to include same-sex relationships in the game.
Very dishonorable.
Nintendo said in a statement, unfortunately, it is not possible for us to change this game's design, and such a significant development change can't be accomplished with a post-ship patch.
Unbelievable.
Yep, sorry we didn't put gay people in the video game.
Yeah.
That's good. This is good. Terrific. It's an important issue, an apology.
We are living in a crazy world.
Yeah, we are.
This is crazy stuff.
It's becoming complete insanity.
Out of control.
Yeah.
The game was originally released in Japan last year and features a cast of me characters. Nintendo's personalized avatars of real players living on a virtual island. Gamers can do things like shop, play games, go on dates, get married, and encounter celebrities like Christina Aguilera and Shaquille O'Neal. Already a hit in Japan, Tomodachi Life is set for release June 6th in North America and Europe.
Shaq's into everything, isn't he?
Yeah.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why don't you buy my body wash?
This guy...
I'm a Nintendo game.
Ty Marini, a 23-year-old gay Nintendo fan.
I think that's every Nintendo fan.
Yes.
Come on, let's be real.
Launched a social media campaign last month seeking virtual equality for the game's character.
Oh, just stop playing Nintendo.
I want to be able to...
Asshole.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
I want to be able to marry my real-life fiancée, me, but I can't do that. Marini said in a video posted online that attracted the attention of gaming sites and online forums this past week. My only options are to marry some female me.
Ew.
What a quit playing fucking video games, asshole.
Yeah, just get out there and, live life.
Marry my fucking real-life person in a video game. What a shithead. Just stop it.
Yeah.
To change the gender of either my me or my fiance's me, or to completely avoid marriage altogether, miss out on the exclusive content that comes with it.
It's a video game, you asshole.
Exclusive content that comes with a gay marriage in a game?
God.
Oh, that comes with a marriage.
Yeah.
So if you get married in the game, I guess it opens up new content.
Right.
But he doesn't want to marry a fake girl.
Right.
He wants to marry the fake guy.
Marini said Saturday that he was very happy with Nintendo's response. I don't believe they are a homophobic company at all. I think that the exclusion of same-sex relationships was just an unfortunate oversight.
Yeah.
So,
oh boy.
Committed, lifetime company, we pledge. Look, that's all you have to do. You don't even have to read the whole thing.
Pledge, committed,
right,
lifetime.
This is their statement. Inclusive, more.
Sincerely.
Exactly.
Sincerity.
Diversity. Diversity's in here.
Yes.
Long-time values.
Working harder.
Rooted.
Rooted.
Bisexual. LGBT. It's all in there, guys.
All the catchphrases.
I don't even have to read the statement.
All the key words.
You don't even have to read the statement.
No.
Needs to catch up. Right.
Florida hamburger. Go ahead.
Glad. With
glad.
With all the A's, that glad.
The angry glad.
That's the angry glad.
Not the happy glad, the angry glad.
So that's apology number 3 for today, as we try to go 10 days on the Opie and Anthony show without an apology.
We won't even go a week, dude. A week without an apology you'll never get.
Hell no.
10 is just a nice even number, that's all. And we kind of include the weekend a little bit. Premier League chief Scudamore apologizes over inappropriate emails.
Oh, boy.
The head of the Premier League apologized Sunday after private emails were published containing jokes about women. An embarrassing episode for one of the most powerful figures in English football on the final day of the season. The Sunday Mirror newspaper published exchanges by Chief Executive Richard Scudamore with colleagues and friends after copies were taken by his former personal assistant.
Yes.
So he had some emails and he was fooling around.
A few emails, somebody fucking stole them?
Stolen, right.
And what did he say?
These were private emails. They were received from and sent to my private and confidential email address, which is temporary, which a temporary employee who was with the organization for only a matter of weeks should not have accessed, and was under no instruction to do so. Nonetheless, I accept the contents are inappropriate and apologize for any offense caused.
Why the fuck did you apologize for a private email joke?
To this person, it was an error of judgment, and I will not make that again. But
it wasn't an error of judgment.
Do we have the actual emails?
I hope so.
Yes.
What was it? Degrading to what? Women?
Or was it one woman in particular?
One woman?
Making
Jokes about women.
Oh.
That's what guys do.
Right.
We do this stuff.
Talk about beds.
Everybody does this stuff.
Flanking. Yes.
If you think you're in private, you're going to make some jokes, and you're going to talk about people.
Of course.
And he has to apologize for this now. He should have said, I'm not apologizing. This was in my private life, and this is what people do.
Yeah, why would I apologize?
And we all know that people do this, so why are we making believe that no one else does this? We all do this.
Jesus, people.
He referred to females as gash.
Right?
He warned his lawyer friend, who he was talking to through email, to keep a female colleague off your shaft.
Off your shaft.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck's he sorry for?
Told sexist jokes and mocked female irrationality.
All right.
All right. He's being a guy.
Yeah.
This is what guys
He's being a guy. He's got to apologize for being a guy.
Wow. You're just not allowed anymore.
Right.
You're not allowed to be a guy.
I got to make Chris Jericho should be here, and we have another apology as well.
Oh, boy.
Our 5th and final one, I think.
Jesus.
Although, it's been a couple hours. We haven't checked, the TVs and the newspapers.
I have to apologize.
Oh, no.
Jimmy's got to apologize.
A public apology.
Yeah.
Just for being so cute.
I like it, man.
Great, man.
Chris
Thanks,
Jericho
man.
in studio, and of course that's his latest single, "Lights Go Out" from Fozzy. Damn,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Damn.
Yeah, strippers all over the country are rejoicing.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. There's actually there's actually like a radio network for strippers,
right?
And you'll service to them just like you service to rock radio.
Yeah.
And the stripper network is very excited about that song.
Oh wow! It's not a stripper network.
I'm not kidding, dude. I didn't even hear about this before.
Really?
But there's actually like a company that services to strip clubs. Like, here's the top 10 songs for strip clubs.
Yeah.
You should check this out, and then the DJs check it out or whatever. So I learned that too. See, of all the years of hanging out with strippers, I didn't know you could actually work with them.
And we were just talking again about Chris Jericho's first appearance on our show.
Classic, right?
Well, I mean, you got to think it's like 15 years ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, 2000, so almost 14
years ago. You came in. You're one of the biggest wrestlers for the WWE at the time.
WWF.
WWF. Excuse me. Yeah, I still get that all fucked up,
mixed up, right?
And you refuse to be Chris Jericho. You're doing this Fozzy thing, and me and Ann are looking at each other like, who gives a fuck about Fozzy? Our whole job is to make him break character. We were beating the shit out of you, and you would not break character.
I would not break character. And it was funny because when we first started, it was weird because we were just getting together, having fun, playing covers.
Right.
The name of the band was Fozzy Osbourne, and then we got a record deal signed by Johnny Zazula, who signed Metallica and Anthrax in like 1983. He signed us, and he was super excited about this cover band thing.
Right.
So we said, like, let's just have some fun with it and do like an Andy Kaufman, Tony Clifton thing where you never break character and make up the story. And that's what I was doing that day. It was like one of the first days we'd ever done it. Now, we also just found out, too, though, that was Jimmy Norton's first day.
I'm checking right now.
He's looking to see.
I have E-Rock looking.
So you and Chris Jericho were on the first time together.
I remember Fozzy. I remember Moon Goose McQuaid. I remember, and Dice was in studio.
Dice was in the studio.
Pretty sure I was there for that.
Wow.
And Dice thought it was real. He was like, hey, because we were talking about chronologically or something.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, he's talking about his choreography, so you got to understand, he's talking about the times. He had no idea the difference between choreography and chronologically.
Dice rules. The only reason I bring it up, 14 years later, not only are you still doing it, it's your #1 thing you're doing right now.
Well, I mean, obviously the band has changed. I think after about a year of doing kind of the fun traveling Wilburys Blues Brothers thing, we started doing our own thing. And yeah, it is my main gig over the last 4 years, and it's really blown up. We've been doing great, and toured the world countless times, and went with Metallica last year to Australia, and did Shinedown all year a couple of years ago, and now we're on tour with Buck Cherry. Wow. So it's been going good, man. It's been we've really been working hard on it, as you heard from Lights Go Out.
What was the first moment where you went like, wow, this is time to do our own thing, and this is like a legit thing?
Well, actually what it was is that the first 2 years the band was kind of like, the fun thing, and then we got a chance to do the Stern Show when Howard was doing this thing where he said all celebrity bands were the shits. He could put together a band that was better than any celebrity band. So he put together a band called the Losers.
Of course he said that.
Of course, right? And it was, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name.
Yeah,
of course. The H name.
We don't give a fuck.
So,
he gives a fuck.
Yeah, he beat, he would have this thing where there was 3 record executives, and they would judge you and you'd give a vote. And it was, Corey Feldman's band, and I think Tina Yothers, and maybe...
Jesus.
She had a band, Tina Yothers?
I think she did.
I kind of remember that.
The Bacon Brothers had one, and Doug Flutie had a band, like all these guys, all these people had bands.
Flutie's band, he took that seriously for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at with it now.
I'm not sure, but so we went in there, and that was the first time we're like, listen, we got to just go and be ourselves, and we played one of our own tunes, and dude, I mean, we crushed it. We killed them. It was funny because you could tell that the record execs were there, told, like, do not even think about, and the one guy voted for us, which was the first time anybody had ever voted for somebody else, and after we ended up losing, I was so pissed. But Howard, we lost 2-1. But Howard, after I saw him in the room, he's like, "Listen, he's like super like nervous or like neurotic or whatever." He's like, "I can't do this anymore. It was too much pressure. You guys killed us. The only reason that you won is because it's my show. I'm retiring this. I'm never doing it again." So, and that's when people still like, I guess they play reruns and stuff. They still come up to me and go, "We heard you on the Stern Show." I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of
should have won."
That was when we realized like we need to go and do our own thing.
Step out and do your own songs.
Yeah, exactly. So it was funny.
Have you toured with Sabbath at all? Have you played with them at a festival?
With
Sabbath,
we did Download 2 years ago. We talked about this where Sabbath played the night after us.
Oh,
it was Metallica Sabbath that year. So we didn't get a chance. But it was funny. I went and saw Sabbath I guess, the summertime, on the 13 tour. And I had just taken my son to see the Stones. So we had a great time at the Stones. I mean, I wanted him to be able to grow up and say, I'm back. I saw the Rolling Stones with my dad when I was 8 years old, and it was great, and Mick was great, and Keith was great. So about 2 or 3 weeks later, Sabbath was coming to town, and I said, you want to go see Sabbath? Same thing, keep the ball rolling on these classic acts. So he's like, yeah. I said, well, Ozzy swears a lot. He said, it's okay, I play Call of Duty. I've heard swears, Dad. So, okay, cool. So we go to the show. And, of course, Ozzy walks up right off the bat. I want to fucking see a fucking wild crowd. And I'm standing next to my son. He's cool. And his War Pigs comes on. He's, yelling and doing the thing with Ozzy with the hands. So they have these screens on the side of the stage, right? And so Jimmy just said we talked about this last time.
I was writing it down for him so he knew.
I can't remember how many times I've been here with you guys.
It was
bottom line is,
hey, it's new to somebody.
They had these screens on the side of the stage where they were showing all these like really blasphemous images, and there's nothing like seeing two naked nuns making out covered in blood, jacking off a cross with your 9-year-old son. Yeah, so it was pretty.
And I think you left very early.
We did. Sorry, I'm not like your crazy old uncle. It's like I remember I went to Sabbath with my son once. You're like, I know, Uncle Charlie. We heard this story.
I never noticed the videos, though. That's the funny part. Like, I never noticed the videos.
Because you're fixated on Ozzy.
I'm so watching the guys. They could literally be showing my picture behind them, and I wouldn't notice it.
But I was the opposite. Once I saw that, I couldn't pay attention to the show. All I was looking at, I was like, please don't show anything else bad.
Worry about the kid.
We had to leave halfway through. I haven't seen the gig since.
Here's the rule with the show. It's fine to tell the same story twice. It really is. Because there's always a whole bunch of people that are here for the first time. But if you... No, here's the last part of it. But if you tell it for the third time, especially Anthony will say,
I'll just
don't tell this story again.
But do you guys even remember? Like, you have so many guests here every day.
No, because that's a good story. If it's a good story, we'll remember.
I didn't remember until you started. I'm like, oh, yeah, because he went and saw Sabbath.
Who was the one that tried?
Steiner with the fucking Rivera
glove.
Cardboard glove that he had growing up.
All right.
Do you know, Mariano Rivera, the first glove he had, do you know, it was made of cardboard. It was like the first time he saw it, it's like, the impoverished kid, he grows up.
It's a great story.
And
Second time, we're like,
me and Opie are looking at each other like, didn't he tell this story? Third time he comes on. Mariano Rivera had this glove, and I went, if you tell this glove story again, I'm going to kill you.
So 2 is totally acceptable. For real, it really is.
Well, now I'll remember now next time for sure.
I really hope you tell it a third time.
No, we do the same thing, though. We tell the same story.
I might do it just to bait you, just to see what happens.
No, it's fine.
As long as you know that it's never bad to tell the same story again. As long as we all know that we're just kind of re-going over it.
Sure.
We tell the same stories as well.
Yeah, sometimes it fits into another category, or it's in another context of what we're talking about, and you add a little more to it.
Right.
Some other offshoot of it.
Whatever.
So, there's ways.
You forget though. Like I forget how many times I come in and see you guys. I think every time I'm in New York City with anything, you guys, bring Jericho in.
Of course.
Whatever, he's in.
Here's the question: have you gone to another concert since with your son?
No, because afterwards he was like, next time we do something, I'm deciding, because that didn't work out good.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about maybe trying to Kiss is touring this summer, and that's a good kid show.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any swearing or any, naked nuns.
What does he listen to, though? And how old is he, first of all?
He's 10 now.
What does he listen to?
Well, I mean, he's into, whatever the kids are listening to, top 40 stuff.
Well, that's why I asked, because when we were growing up, there were so many rock bands, and I just don't see a lot of rock bands anymore. Of course, you're doing it, and you're successful at it, but...
He likes my band, but he is more into, whatever you hear on top 40, which is, the one that pops in my head is Jason Derulo, Talk Dirty to Me. And once again, you got these little kids singing, talk dirty to me. Your booty don't need no explanation. Like, 7-year-old girls singing, your booty don't need no explanation. Right. I don't really know what it means. But it's funny because my girls, there's twin 7-year-old girls, they put together a little dance for Lights Go Out. Like, they remembered it right away. It caught, the hook caught them. So they put together a dance and did this little routine. But the song is You Get Me Off, and they think it's You Hit Me Off, which is good. So now I don't have to explain anything, right? So they have their guitars and hit each other with it. You hit me off, boom. So it's like good. Right. That's the way it should be. So you got Talk Dirty to Me pulled up right there.
Riding comfortable. I know what that girl them need. New York to Haiti. I got lipstick stamps on my passport. You make it hard to leave. Been around the world, don't speak the language.
You like this, Sam?
There you go. Your booty don't need explaining.
That's catchy.
Yeah.
He's Haitian.
You talk dirty to me.
Yeah, all right.
Jimmy asked if he's Haitian.
No, he said something about Haitian.
He said from Haiti to New York City or something.
I heard an accent.
Yeah.
I'm really a literal idiot.
And no more WWE, or where are we at with that?
Well, I was, let's see, I was probably in here. It was in July. It was when I worked there last.
It's been almost a year.
It's been almost a year, which flies by.
Wow.
And, of course, you know, it's funny, Sam and I were talking earlier. Actually, now know his name after seeing him for the last 14 years.
Does that make you happy?
I asked to
It makes him very happy.
But I have a lot of stuff that I do, as you guys know, and it doesn't matter what I do. I mean, if I'm on Instagram, I could post a picture of me and the Pope, and the first 500 comments would be, when you go back to WWE.
Right, yeah.
And there's certain people, that's all they want. They don't care about anything else. And it's funny because, you know, sometimes there's other things. It's like, guys, I remember when William Shatner was on Saturday Night Live, and he's like, you know, have you ever kissed a girl? There's more to life than Star Trek. Move on, people, move on. So I have a podcast, which actually William Shatner did. It was the best ever. But anybody that's on my podcast, and I'm like you guys, if I have someone on my show, you got to trust me, it's going to be interesting and fun and cool. But there's some people that are just like, they would rather me have like the lowest level independent wrestler that no one knows than William fucking Shatner.
Right.
And I'm like, just listen to Shatner. Trust me, you'll like it.
You'll have fun.
You'll have fun, right? But I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. So I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't go back. It's not anything like that. It's just I have other things going on, and the band is going great, and the podcast, and all these other things that I'm doing. So I mean,
and it's probably an easier schedule too, man. We've talked to enough of you guys. That wrestling schedule is brutal.
Well, it just never ends. I mean, you know, for like right now we're on tour. Like I said, we're touring with Buck Cherry and promoting the single, and that's a month. That's the month of May. But then when we're done, you know, I'm home for a couple weeks before we head to England. So you get those blocks of time. WWE never ends.
Right.
It's 4 times a week, every week, all year long, and it's a hamster wheel.
Crazy.
And when you get out of that, is when you realize, like, oh my gosh, like, what do you do on Memorial Weekend? Well, I'll probably have a barbecue or something like that. And
something
it's like,
to do.
You're actually allowed to have a life? Like, what?
Right.
You know, I got suspended a couple years ago for kicking a flag in Brazil, and I was suspended for a month. And I was so mad at the beginning of it for getting suspended. And then about 3 days in, I was like, what am I mad about? Like, I actually can do something.
Great.
Yeah.
Wait, why would they suspend you over that?
Well, it's a funny story, Opie. Let me tell it to you.
I never heard this one.
Sam's on it. Jericho kicks Brazilian flag and cuts promo.
But the WWE suspended you a month ago?
Yes. What happened was, we're watching the clip right now. Actually, that's really good footage. It looks pro footage. I've got the flag. I throw it on the ground. I kick it out of the ring.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's all I did, okay?
Right.
So you see me standing there. Some fan had a Brazilian flag. I took it out of the referee's hand. I held it up in the air. I threw it on the ground, and I kicked it out. Now, halfway through this match that we had, it was in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
That was in Brazil you did that?
In Brazil.
Wow.
So it's, you know, typical heel. It's called heel as a bag. It's typical heel bullshit.
Of course.
You know, like
Iron Sheik.
Like, yeah, or like,
Sergeant Slaughter.
It's like going to the garden and saying, the Rangers suck.
Right.
Boo. I hate the Knicks. Boo.
This has been part of wrestling forever.
Exactly.
Is my point.
Right. So, and you know, you saw it. I just kicked it out of the ring, whatever. Halfway through the match, I'm in the corners with CM Punk, and I'm beating him up, and there's another ref that comes in beside me, and I'm like, why is there now another ref? And he goes, you have to apologize right now. I'm like, you know, I'm beating it, like, what? Fighting me down the ground. What? You have to apologize right now. This is serious. They're going to take you to jail if you don't apologize. And so I say to Punk, like, stay there for a second. I'm like, what are you talking about? His name was Charles. What are you talking about, Charles? The guys in the back, there's soldiers in the back that are going to arrest you if you don't apologize. So I'm like, okay, so this is serious, all right? So I grab the microphone, and I see one of the other guys, like one of the head guys from behind, like the producer is called, the agent, and he's like, this is serious, you have to apologize. I'm like, all right. So, fine people of Brazil, I am sorry that I kicked this flag. I did not mean any disrespect. It was all part of the show. I did it to entertain all you. I love Brazil, and the WWE loves Brazil, and we just want everyone to be happy, whatever the hell I said. People are like, they're clapping, like thinking, like, what the fuck's he talking about?
We have that?
Like, why is he, you know, apologizing?
Right.
So, go back in the corner, and Punk comes out. We start fighting, continue the match, and we finish the match. And the match ends with the good guy beating the bad guy, who's me, picking up the Brazilian flag, waving it in the air, wearing it as a cape, running around the ring, people cheering. That's the idea.
Right.
Bad guy. Oh. Am I apologizing there? Oh, no, that's me cutting a promo after kicking the flag. So, I now walk to the back, and you guys are gonna love this, especially you, because I know how you are. I'm gonna tell you the story. I walk to the back, and now I'm like ostracized. Like, no one's looking at me.
Oh shit!
No one's really saying anything, and like there's all these soldiers, because soldiers were security in Brazil, and they all are standing there with their guns. It's like, you know, martial law or something. And I go to the back, and I say to one of the other police, like, what's going on? Why is no one talking to me? Like, he's like, this guy over here, there's a colonel. And when you kicked the flag, he started flipping out. Like, he flipped over a coffee table and screaming and yelling that he wanted you arrested and taken to jail immediately. Now, I'm in little briefs, spandex-covered, you know, underwear, studded underwear.
Right.
If I go straight to jail in Brazil, I'm a ladyboy.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm branded ladyboy. I'm in big trouble.
They might take a couple of them out at first.
Yeah, that's I could
sheer
take
numbers.
one or two.
Eventually, they're going to get to
yes,
though.
there would be some insertion, and not in a good way. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me! I apologize. Like, it doesn't matter. So they were able to calm the guy down. So I text Vince McMahon to tell him, listen, man, I just got, you know, I got in trouble for kicking a flag. I just wanted to tell you, note to self, next time I come to Brazil, don't kick a flag.
Right.
I get this text back, you will not be coming back to Brazil. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do something like that? I'm so angry at you. I'm like, what? Like, this is typical heel stuff. So I call him, and I'm like, Vince, he's like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm so furious at you. Yeah, you are suspended for 30 days. No, you're suspended. Get on the next plane and fly home. This is Bush League bullshit. You know, I don't want to take. So he hangs up on me, and I'm like, I'm suspended? Like, what? So the rest of the crew flies to the next town, like in Guatemala or something, and I'm the ostracized guy that has a police escort taking me to the airport to get me to kick me out of the country.
Please leave our country.
Yeah,
Yes.
a police escort. Like, I've now murdered people.
Were they shitty to you or no? The cops? Yeah.
And Vince's thing was, he's like, get out of the country right now. Like, you could be in really big trouble. So he was pretty furious at me. And I found out online that I was suspended for 30 days. Without pay, the whole rigmarole. And the best of all was, it says on the W website, and this is how I found out I was suspended. He never called me to tell me. I read it on the website, and it says, Chris Jericho has been suspended for 30 days for denigrating the Brazilian flag. And I was like, just the fact that the word denigrating was used, I know Vince wrote that personally. He denigrated. Well, what's a good word?
Denigrating.
Yes, he desecrated? No. He insulted? No. Denigrated.
Yeah.
Denigrated.
That's the word we're going with. Denigrated. God damn it.
Chael Sonnen got a lot of shit for that too when he was.
Yes, and actually I talked to Andreas Kisser from Sepultura, who's a friend of mine from Brazil, and he said that when Max Cavalera, the original singer, was there, he kicked the Brazilian flag, and they are Brazilian. They came and took him off stage and took him right away. It's a felony to kick a flag. Once again, something that would have been good to tell us before the show.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, they take it really, really
That's weird
seriously,
because, like you said, it's typical heel stuff. You really just try to get it in their heads.
Yeah, and I've done it like in Mexico, or Japan, or border to McAllen, Texas,
and in the end, it plays out okay. Obviously, like you said,
of course, because in the end, I know
Punk is waving the
Punk's
flag,
winning, and he's going to have the flag and wave it, and everybody's happy. But the one guy was convinced that wrestling was real and was not happy with me.
That makes the website, but fans, do they think, oh, that's still just part of the show that they suspended Chris Jericho?
I think so.
Gimmick,
I think so.
yeah.
Another gimmick.
Well, Vince told me, he's like, I had to do that because we're trying to break into these countries, and I have to let anybody know that if something like this happens, that we will take full responsibility and punish them to the full extent of our the law.
He assumes that you know where the line is, and that's got to be tough, though.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll tell you, like, okay, we have some, dignitaries here, so no spitting. Like, sometimes if you get punched in the face, you'll spit up in the air. Don't do that. We have, the governor of Georgia is here, and we're doing WrestleMania Atlanta, so no spitting, no ball shots. Keep it clean, kids.
Right.
But for that, they didn't say anything, and so I didn't know. So yeah, kicking the flag.
Wow. Because you look at like Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik, and there was all that.
Oh my God!
Cultural.
It's a different world now, though. It's a real corporate thing. It's they're a publicly traded company. It's PG, trying to attract the Walmarts of the world to be sponsors. So all these type of things. It's weird because I kind of had one foot in the old school, one foot in the new school, and sometimes I'll do something where you don't even realize that you can't. Like, we used to do that all the time. Well, things have changed, Chris. Slap on wrist.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
What's that one, Sam?
Oh, is that one?
That's JBL goose stepping in Germany.
He was goose stepping, and he had his arm out in a Heil Hitler type of.
He was an heel, though. He did, but he got in trouble, but he did not get suspended.
What is he thinking?
Yeah, JBL was goose stepping. He got fired from Fox News where he was working.
Right.
But he did not get suspended. I got suspended for kicking the flag.
Yeah.
He did not get suspended for goose
He
stepping.
got fired. He was at Fox when he did that.
Yeah.
Was that the only time you've been suspended?
I got suspended. I got fined a couple times when they banned bleeding. A couple years ago, like no more bleeding in the ring.
Right.
I mean, unless it happens, but
they officially banned it. I didn't know that.
They banned it. So I got fined a couple times for that, where guys kind of crossed the line and still did it, and I happened to be in the ring with them. I always get in trouble for things I didn't do.
So they're cutting you.
No, themselves. And
so why do you get suspended if you're in the ring with them?
It's a weird story, man. I'll tell you. So we had this cage match, me and this guy Batista, and he thought that he wanted to have some blood in the match, and he didn't feel that cage match should have blood. And I was like, listen, dude, you know the rules. No blood allowed. Whatever. Don't tell me any more about it. Do your thing. I don't care. Whatever. So we do the match, and I hit him, and he cuts himself and bleeding everywhere, and that's fine. We come back through the curtain, and of course now Vince is angry again. And Vince is furious that there was blood, and I really didn't. I kind of knew but didn't know, and I wasn't really sure even when he did it. I mean, I just kind of look up and he's bleeding, and he's a big bald guy,
right?
So he's got like a razor cut right in the middle of his forehead.
Where do you guys keep the razors?
Not really like. You can cover it with hair if you have some, but he doesn't have any, so it's fucking obvious. Like, dude, come on.
But where was the razor the whole time?
It depends. Different guys have different ways they used to do it. Some guys used to carry it in their mouth.
I know.
Jeez.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I used to always put it in my wrist tape.
Right.
In the tape there.
And where'd you pull it out without people seeing it? Like,
you just kind of go into the ground and kind of cover yourself up and do it.
Right.
It's with the crazy stuff. Like, if you were cutting yourself in real life, they'd put you in like an insane asylum. You'd be like like a psychiatrist. We just like cutting each other, right?
So wait, you would cut. That's amazing. You would cut your head and then put it back in your wrist thing.
No, you'd give it to the ref, or if you could throw it into the ring or just get rid of it. So there's a whole art form to it. Like, this is like a little like.
You don't have any real bad scars.
No. The only scar I have is one that I got in a real car crash. But yeah, you just do it up in your hairline. So just a little.
Or some of these guys, they would just.
Well, you talk about you talk about the Sheik, or you talk about guys like Sabu, or these guys had they wore the scars as badges of honor.
Yeah.
And early on, I was like, I do not want to walk around looking like that. You got it's like a roadmap on here, like Abdul the Butcher. If you see it, it's like a freaking roadmap of all these really. You could actually stick Flair's got the bad gigs too, but so he does the deed. Coming to the back once again. Vince is furious. Once again, I call Vince, and he's like, "I don't want to talk to you right now. This could cost us money. I'll deal with this next week." And so I'm like, "All right." So pull up that picture of New Jack so they can see. So the next week we're in Manchester, England, right?
Oh,
Jesus!
Yeah, you see the gig marks there. So
that's what they call them, gig marks.
Gig marks. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like a Klingon.
Yeah, exactly right. It looks like a Klingon. Yeah. So that's like the badge of honor, right? It looks like Freddy Krueger skin. Yeah. So we show up the next week in Manchester, England, and we get escorted into this room, and there's a semicircle of chairs and a TV. So we go in there and sit down, and it's me and Batista and Dean Malenko, who was the agent, the producer of the match, kind of like your liaison between Vince and the guys, and then the referees. There's four of us. So Vince comes in, he's kind of walking around, back and forth. He turns on, he didn't know how to turn on the DVD player, actually. It was a little bit of a comedic moment where they're both trying to
damn it!
Once again, Uncle Charlie, why is the clock still blinking? So they finally turn it on. Now, if you guys ever seen, and then it's a footage of this match that we had. And have you guys ever seen one of those UFO shows where they'll say if you look in the corner you can see the UFO, and they'll put a white circle
it'll be a little
around,
lighter.
Yeah, a little lighter, but it's actually whoosh, there it is. So he's made this video of the match. And there's a white circle around Batista's head where you can see him, you know, where he cuts himself, and then they rewind it and show it again. Cut, rewind,
there it is.
Rewind, yeah, cut, rewind with the white circle. Now the funny thing was there was like the camera angles that you're used to, but there was another camera angle from like far up in the arena that I've never seen before ever.
Oh shit.
And I've never seen since. So there was a secret camera set up there, which I'm sure films everything.
Right.
So if you've ever picked your nose, you know, anything, like there's some, I was like, why is there a secret camera that no one ever knows about? So, yeah, so it's cut and back and forth, and there it is, and then he drops the razor, and whoosh, there's your UFO light over that.
Oh,
and I was like, how much time did you guys spend on doing this? And this is a guy cutting himself, not the Zapruder film. Right? This is not the assassination of JFK, right?
And I would assume all he had to do was ask, and you guys would have said, yeah, we.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obvious. It's right there. Just look at his head.
Right.
And the thing was, Batista didn't deny it. He's like, okay, I did it. You caught me. I'll take full responsibility. And we were all like, you know, I was the ring general of the match, the veteran. I was like, I'll take responsibility. No, I will. And Vince was like, no, I will show you again and again what happened. And we see it. And it's like, well, you got it, you know? So he goes around. He's like, you know, I could fire all you guys, but I'm going to hit you where it hurts. I'm going to fine you. And we're like, okay, he's going to fine us, whatever. You know, haha, big deal, right?
Right.
So he goes, Batista, I'm going to fine you $100,000.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I was like, what? Like, everybody was just like this room right now, just quiet.
Jesus. That's serious.
And then I was like, oh, my God, like, that sucks for Batista. And then I'm like, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
I'm next. And then he looks at me and he's like, Jericho. He says, because earlier he had said, and none of you guys called me about this, and none of you guys, and I raised my hand, and I was like, Vince, I called you, and he hung up on me in 12 seconds, remember? And he's like, all right, and no one called me except for Jericho, and I kind of like, I got him, right?
All good.
And he said, he looks at me, and he's like, and Jericho, you are fined $5,000. And I was like, I'll take 10. No problem, man. No problem. And I kind of started laughing. He's like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, nothing. Because I'm like, he could change his mind right now. And I'm convinced had I not called him and reminded him of that.
You would called, yeah.
He would find me $100,000.
Did he have to pay the $100,000?
He did. And I got fined 5 and the ref and the agent. And to his credit, he paid everybody's fines. Batista paid all the fines for himself.
Wow.
But he really, how much money was he making for that match that he could just hand $100,000?
Yeah, not that. I mean, that was a big hit. Like, that's a yearly
That's a few
hit,
matches worth of money right there.
Probably
Holy shit.
a month, 2 months of work, probably. But, like, you know, you have no choice. What are you going to do?
You said a yearly hit. You don't mean that's what he made in a year. No,
what I'm saying, like, that's a huge hit for the year.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Sure.
So, I mean, yeah, like, it doesn't matter. If you're Donald Trump, $100,000 is still a lot of money. But, yeah, so that was $5,000. I got fined for that. And another time it happened. So I ended up getting fined about $20,000 for other people bleeding, except for me.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, so that's...
Did you get right on the phone with Vince the second it happened? Vince!
Yeah.
Cut himself.
All the time.
Was just in the ring.
You have to, like, have that type of relationship with him. You know, whether you want to admit to things or not, sometimes things go wrong, and I always would let him know, like, this is what happened. And if I didn't, I would hear about it.
You make a good point about having one foot in the old school and one foot in the new school.
Yeah.
Because we were all in with wrestling when we first met you. We loved it. We were watching it weekly, and then because we loved the edge of the writing. There was such an edginess of the writing, and then I remember how it started. Remember, and it started changing.
Yeah. Like, oh, they're kind of.
They might be going for more mainstream people,
well, that's
but
exactly
they kind of lost us. I mean, we still take a peek here and there, but.
Yeah,
not like we used to, man. When The Rock and Stone Cold and yourself and Mick Foley and Triple H, that writing was hilarious and edgy.
They called it was the Attitude Era, is what the name of it is, and it was about attitude and about kind of pushing the envelope and breaking the rules. But then what happens when the company became publicly traded? And like we said, trying to get the higher level sponsors and they wanted to change the whole, make it more of a family show.
Right.
And that's, basically when it started to change, which I think in some ways is good, because I remember, once again, as a bad guy, being up against Austin, and he was selling like foam middle fingers, and you'd have an 8-year-old kid, like literally, like I'd walk to the ring and some little kid would be like, fuck you, and I'm looking at him with his dad behind me, like the proud father. He's telling Jericho off. I'm like, you really let your kids talk to you this way? It's terrible. Right. Like, this is terrible. If my son talked and he said that, it'd be swat to the head. Like, what did you say? Yeah. So, I mean, once you kind of get to that point, maybe it's good to kind of pull back a little bit.
So you've had other guys, I'm always amazed, like with UFC guys too, and boxers, you've had other guys' blood just drip into your mouth during matches, or?
Well, I mean, not like that, but, it was pretty bad, like, when you think about it. Like, there's a couple companies that I worked in Japan that were kind of based around that. There was one called FMW that was based around just blood matches and barbed wire death matches and barbed wire explosive death matches, and all it would be is a couple kind of fat crazy guys that would just go and just mutilate themselves, and people would go nuts for it. But luckily I never really had to get into that scene. It was, once in a while you do it to kind of add some color and some emphasis to a certain angle that you're doing. But as far as, like the exploding barbed wire death matches, I didn't realize this is Terry Funk and I think his name is Mr. Pogo, some fat Japanese guy who has no athletic ability whatsoever, but has no problem falling into real barbed wire.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's no ropes on the ring.
Yeah, it's a no-rope barbed wire match, and so if they fall into mines, and there's a flaming chair.
He's hitting the man with a flaming chair. This is great.
Yeah, see, that was a real spectacle. And they would do stadiums with that.
How is he not catching on fire while a man's beating him with
I'm
fire?
not sure, and it happened before. I mean, and once again, that's real fire, people,
Wow.
So
that's fire
crazy.
Just went out into the crowd.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And you can see there's barbed wire. There's no ropes. There's barbed wire, and it's not gimmick like where they've cut the tips. So that's real barbed wire. When those guys fall into it, and that's how they started getting to the thumbtacks thing and the staples and the fluorescent light bulb tubes. It just started getting worse and worse.
Crazy.
Well, they're wearing shirts and long pants too. I wonder if that's just to kind of minimalize the barbed wire.
To help it out a little bit.
But once again, you're still falling into like these barbed wire, and I think he falls into an explosive. They would have like mines, like they would make mines.
Mines. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. There's actually one that I saw one time where the loser got his head put into a little tub of water with piranhas in it.
What year is this?
It looks like a branding iron.
Yeah, this was, like I said, this was the FMW thing. So thankfully I never got into that, and that's why it's more fun to be in a rock and roll band.
Is that like the 90s?
Shit.
That was the 90s, yeah. That was the 90s.
Well, it's sad to see some of these wrestlers, they feel like they have no other choice and have to go into some of these crazier leagues like this.
Yeah, I mean, this guy here is Terry Funk.
Yeah,
He's a legend,
we all know
too.
Terry
Everyone
Funk.
knows Terry Funk, yeah, but he... I think he did it in a smart way and probably made a lot of money from bringing his name value in there. Okay. But there was a lot of the younger Japanese guys, like you said, that would stick their heads into a piranha bath.
It's like how this has to be done outdoors.
Yeah.
It's like so much fire and shit.
It's a stadium crowd. Like they were drawing, 30,000 people for these type of shows.
Wow.
Looks like he's going to breathe fire on them.
What happened to the league?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, see,
and he fell into
an exploding barbed wire.
So let me just tell this to the people at home. He took a branding iron, lit it on fire, breathed fire into the guy's face. The guy fell back off the ring into an exploding minefield filled with barbed wire and bombs.
Wow, this is dangerous.
That's just the aftermath.
Have you guys ever had Mick Foley in here?
A million times.
Mick was the king of this. Ask him about it next time. He'll tell you about it. He worked a match like this, and the company made all its money, but typical wrestling, you're like a prostitute. As soon as you blow your load, you're left on your own. He came out of the dressing room, and the bus had left. He had no ride home. He had to take a taxi home after having like a match like this.
That must have hurt him real bad to have to pay for a cab.
Oh, yeah. He is a skinflint.
That was the worst part of the match.
That's right. What? I have to pay
He told
my
the stories
taxi?
on the air, like he would sleep at fans' houses and stuff to save money.
He would sleep in hotel lobbies if he only had 3 hours to sometimes you finish a show and you're having an early flight. He would just say, "Can I use your couch for a while?" and just sit there, maybe doze off for an hour or two in the Drury Inn. And he wouldn't even go to, like, the Waldorf Astoria couches. He'd go to, like, the Red Roof Inn. Right. So he was even a skinflint when he was freeloading.
Wow. That's brutal.
That's obsessive, the desire. I know a guy like that, to save money. It's either the fear of running out, or it's like saving every dollar, and it's like, what are you going to do with it when you have it? Like,
well, it's show business. I mean, it's so fleeting. I think a lot of guys, when you've been doing it for a long time, like as long as all of us, like I save all my money because you never know. It's like David Lee Roth would say, here today, gone later today. And you're here today, gone later today. Whoops, have you
had him on the podcast
I
yet?
have not, and I listened to him when he was on your show the last time, and he's nuts. I love it. Like,
out of his mind, yeah.
Actually, I think Florentine was in here with you guys talking to David Lee Roth.
So
he's on my list. I have a list of guys. Actually, Paul Stanley was on the list, and I actually had him booked, and he canceled mere hours before, and I was like, no, I was so angry. And he's doing every other little stupid show, but he won't do my stupid show.
He wouldn't do mine on the Boneyard either. I think he was avoiding most music channels.
Yeah, that's smart.
No, but my thinking is he is sick and talking about Gene and the band and the original band.
Yeah.
And he probably knows that he doesn't need to talk to us to get us to buy the book.
Whatever.
Yeah, I get you're right. I mean, but we are intelligent people. We could talk about whatever you want. You know what I mean? But the fact he canceled like 2 hours before, I was so angry.
Did he do it, or did someone else do it?
His people did it, but I think, like you said, he was just sick of press. There was so much press, and the whole Rock and Roll. Did you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I know, but I got you texted me from it.
That's right.
I had a roast to do, and it was a really good money gig for the whole weekend, and I almost canceled so I could try to get a picture with the original 4 members. But I'm like, I just can't throw out money. I can't be that much of a fanboy. So
Right.
And it would have been impossible.
I ended up getting a seat right on the, like, there was like the I guess you'd say the bleachers of the stands, and I was in the front row of the stands with all the tables were all there where they all sat at, and I literally was just screaming, Paul Stanley, do my podcast, Paul Stanley. And he's finally like, all right, shut the fuck up. He gave me the thumb to shut me up, and then Gene never even acknowledged me, which was great.
Of course.
But yeah, it was cool, man. I wish they would have played. Yeah. But it was still cool to see the 4 original guys standing on stage.
And they walked up separately, right? Just from the floor.
They did. There. Well, they had a table the Kiss table was Gene and Paul and their wives and kids, and then Eric Singer, Tommy Thayer, and Bruce Kulick sat at the Kiss table, and then Ace sat over here and Peter sat over there, and they kind of all walked up separately. But like I said, once you saw them up there, the 4 guys, it was pretty cool. It was worth seeing.
Did they say anything about? Because I didn't see. Did they say anything about each other, or like
They talked really good about each other. But I mean, Paul's biggest thing was that there's a double standard, and the Rock and Roll Fame did the absolute bare minimum to let them in. Like, nobody played. Like, no, they didn't have an all-star jam of bands playing Kiss tunes, which they do. Linda Ronstadt, she can't sing anymore, so they had like this like all-star Stevie Nicks and Bonnie Raitt and Glenn Frey, and so they still would could pay tribute for Kiss. Right. They went up there and got their award. That was it. The end.
That was it. No,
yeah, it was kind of lame.
Wow, that's weird.
But, and then and Paul was saying that there's a double standard, and that the hall only allowed the 4 guys in the band, but there's guys in that band that should be in there as well, like that have been in the band for years, or the whole 80s lineup, which sold millions of records. And then the Springsteen band comes on, E Street Band, and I swear to God, man, there's 15 guys up there, and one of them played this guy played the first show in Asbury Park back in 1973. Let's induct him in the Hall of Fame. This guy comes up with a giant beard and hair. He's talking for like 10 minutes.
Oh shit,
dude! It was so long. I went up to the bar and started drinking. I was so loaded at the end of the E Street Band speeches because it literally lasted over an hour.
I heard it was over an hour.
It was crazy.
Every guy got 5 to 10 minutes.
Every guy. Like, hey man, I appreciate the bass player of the Springsteen band, but I don't need to hear about your Aunt Bessie, how she gave you your first guitar when you were 8.
No one cared.
No one.
No, it was bad.
Yeah.
That was a bad one.
Well, Kiss, they didn't want to let Kiss in anyway. That's
what I mean. They did the bare minimum.
Paul Stanley on Twitter, when you follow him on Twitter, it's like everyone blames Gene, but Paul is a 50%, fuck those Ace and Peter guy too.
Yeah,
like, you could tell
Paul.
Something was said that just got to him that he's never going to forget.
Peter and Ace have given us great radio. They're hilarious. So much fun and so open, and they don't take themselves seriously like
Ace
like the other two.
Yeah.
And Peter Criss.
Peter talked in his book about, it's the biggest, I don't know, his publicist is probably not doing the right job. He talked about getting a blowjob on the road, and then Ace went under the sheet, and he didn't, because again, he didn't say exactly what was happening, but he was implying that Ace and another girl were under the sheet, possibly sucking his dick together. And it's the biggest, I can't believe I just read that I've ever read. I asked him about it when he was in, and he was kind of like a little, he's like, you know, I got to read the book. I don't think he wanted to actually verbalize it.
Right.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that.
Ace had said that. I read something recently where he was talking about, like, you know, that Paul claimed he was bisexual, and Ace like, well, you know, it was the 70s, and I was drunk and high, and I did it once or twice, and it wasn't me. So, yes, it could be Ace. Maybe he did it with Peter Criss.
And no one who did it once, you never say once or twice when it's only once or twice. Never.
It's like when a cop pulls you over and says, have you been drinking? Yes, I only had 2 beers.
That means you had 30 beers.
No one has 2 beers.
I love Ace's excuse that it was the 70s. Oh, yeah, everyone was sucking cock in the 70s. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What are you gonna do? Relax.
Right. I couldn't believe that didn't get more.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's the biggest shock I've ever had reading a rock biography or an biography.
Those guys just go off too. Like Ace was saying that, or maybe it was Peter that Gene likes to how should we put this? Engage in oral activities with girls that are on their menstrual cycles, and like, he gets off on that.
There you go.
Yeah, they're just going off like, fuck, dude. Like, it's just bad news, right?
He said something about Gene having an outbreak too during a show, and a herpes outbreak, and or he implied. I don't know if he said it, but he said herpetic, or he said
in my
some
opinion.
Shit. Well, yeah, it was just something he said. It was along those lines, and I'm like, you know, Gene read that, and he was probably like, "Fuck you, motherfucker."
Oh yeah,
those guys have each said at least one thing where the other guys are like,
that's what I mean. So for them to get up on stage, you know, 40 years, that's probably a lot of stuff going on underneath.
Oh yeah,
we don't even know
the
about
sheets.
It, you know, yeah, exactly.
I love Peter and Ace, but I also, you can't discount Gene and Paul's side too. It's like they did keep the band going, and in the 80s, if it wasn't for that, they would have just died in 1981.
Have you ever had them in here?
We've had every single combination, I think.
And, never together, though. Never all 4.
We had 3 out of the 4 once.
Really?
I wasn't here for that.
We had Gene, Paul, and
Ace, maybe?
and Ace, right. Peter Criss was... no one knew where he was at that point. Remember when they thought they found him under a bridge or something?
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
And he came out on one of the talk shows, and it turned out it was a phony.
It was a phony saying he was Peter Criss.
What show is that? Do you
Phil
guys remember
Donahue.
that? Was it Phil Donahue?
Donahue, yeah.
Wow, Donahue.
Do you remember this?
No.
They found Peter Criss. No one heard from him for a long time, and then this guy claimed to be Peter Criss and claimed to be homeless, and they brought him. Was it Phil Donahue?
Yeah, they brought him on the Donahue show.
Do you have a clip of this? It's
and then
hilarious.
confronted him with the real Peter Criss.
Oh shit!
Are you ready for the real kiss?
And then that's exactly. It was the bum, but it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know if it was
imposter. I don't know. You got one of these clips that might work. It's worth playing.
This sounds old.
Rock imposter. What is this?
VH1.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
That's imposter. Skid Row reveals.
Wow. Yeah, but supposedly, it was,
he was on
I
Rough
can't believe you don't
Times.
remember this one, Ian.
Don't remember.
I don't even remember.
It's really good to remember this shit.
No, I'm surprised.
Yeah, they said they found him on a bridge. But the guy didn't even really look anything like him. Yeah, that was Peter Criss's dyed blonde hair years. Not a good idea.
There's not a better clip somewhere? If you find one, Sam, before we wrap up.
Scott Shannon sent me, because he's friends with those guys for years, and he sent me as just a gift a copy of the first photo ever taken of them in makeup. It's like a really old school, like, rock club photo from from 200 yards away. It's just,
you said it's one of the first times they wore makeup.
It might be, yeah. It's the first known picture of them in full
When
gear.
they came walking by here, Paul and Gene in full makeup and everything, it was pretty fucking impressive when you see them that up close.
That's that's what I mean,
giant
man.
cartoon
7 feet tall.
character.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Here's the guy. Here's the guy.
Is that him?
It doesn't even look
he looks
anything
like
like him.
Paul Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
The article claimed that a down-on-his-luck Chris was drunk, broke, and homeless. Lifelong Kiss fan Tom Arnold saw the article and went down to the Santa Monica Pier to try and help the troubled drunk.
I saw a guy with about 10 other homeless guys
like
around him.
Roseanne.
He's like an entourage, like Elvis, and I figured that's got to be him.
But it wasn't. It was Christopher Dickinson, a homeless man who had passed himself off as Peter Criss
I do remember this guy.
and was paid $500 to collaborate with the story.
And then Peter Criss was like, wait a minute, Dude, that's not me.
The real Peter Criss was quietly raising a family in Redondo Beach, California. A month after the article was published, Peter Criss appeared on The Donahue Show to expose the fraud, clear his name, and confront his imposter.
How you doing? Why couldn't you impersonate like the Lone Ranger or...
Tano or something like that.
The two Peters made their peace on the show. The real Peter Criss went on to sue the star for libel. They eventually settled out of court.
Wow. Nice. Wow.
There you go. Rock imposter.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah,
so there's a story. Now you know.
Hey, are you writing a book?
Yeah, my third book actually, which is kind of dumb when it's like 3 books, really, but it's turned out really good. A lot of these stories we discussed are in it. Comes out in October, and yeah, the first 2 were like New York Times bestsellers. So I have it's a long project to write a book though, man.
Because you're actually writing your own book.
Yeah, I don't write even the picture captions, the dust jacket. Like I'm a control freak, so every single little thing I have to be in charge of. But they've been I kind of carved out a little niche for myself with it. But it takes about 9 or 10 months to do.
What's this one about? What do you focus on here?
I do. It's like a trilogy. So it's like the third in the first one started in the early years, then kind of the mid years, and this one goes from 2007 to 2012. And all these experiences with the WWE, with Fozzy, and all the stuff I've done. Outside of that too.
Getting suspended.
Yeah, that's in there. Getting suspended. the UFO razor blade stories in there. So a lot of stories. If you like those stories, kids, you'll like my book coming out October 13th.
That's cool, man.
It's called The Best in the World at What I Have No Idea.
But the fact that you can cut your head with a razor and then get punched in it is I can't.
The head bleeds like a motherfucker.
I can't get a hold of that. The fucking.
Well, another thing too is you take aspirin, which thins your blood,
it out.
so you can get a little bit more color.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
because there would be the guys just the face completely covered in blood.
A crimson mask,
just
they
like
would call
a
it.
crimson mask.
He's got a crimson mask. That would always be the big thing.
Dusty Rhodes looked great covered in blood because of that blonde hair and that pale face.
Yeah. I think that's why those guys dyed their hair like that. That's why Peter Criss dyed his hair that way, so people could see. Flair had that too, the real blonde hair. You can see every little bit of red in there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Well, we got to take a break. Chris Jericho, man, always a pleasure. The new single,
to have you in, man.
New single, Lights Go. And actually, we're playing at the Gramercy Theater tomorrow night with Buck Cherry.
Nice.
And
Buck Cherry's awesome.
Yeah, they're a great band, man.
Are they still putting out new music?
Yeah.
They are. I'm a little behind with Buck Cherry, but I always like those guys.
We toured with them in Australia in December and had a great tour. It's a good mix. Right. So we're doing the Gramercy, and then we're doing Long Island. Is it Huntington?
The Paramount.
Paramount, that's it.
It's an amazing. Have you played there yet?
I've not. We did the Emporium, but never the Paramount.
It's a beautiful venue.
And then we also have a listening party, I'm going to say, too. If I don't say this, I'll get in trouble. For our new record, which will be at Idle Hands in the city on Wednesday, May 28th. So you get to hear the whole new record.
What record is this? How many?
This is number 6 for us. Yeah, number 6. So, yeah, Idle Hands, I guess, is a pretty cool place. So what we do is we have people come in. No listening devices allowed. You leave them at the door, and you come hang out with us, listen to the record.
It's tough to keep the music from the fans these days.
Yeah, it is. But we had a couple of them, and people are usually pretty respectful.
They're pretty cool.
There's nobody sitting there with their phone, having it.
Where's the band big? What countries are your big countries right now?
The States is getting good, but right now it's the UK has always been the best. UK. And Australia are our best, but we're going to Download, which is the big festival in the UK, and we're main stage this year, which is great. That's with Linkin Park and Fall Out Boy. They have such a weird list. It's Linkin Park, Fall Out Boy, Killswitch Engaged, Fozzy, and Dying Fetus. Wow. So Dying Fetus doing big numbers in the UK as well. But yeah, that's always been our place.
And you love Australia?
Australia is great too. France, but the States is getting good for us too now, which is good. Man. We never really toured a lot in the States, and now we have over the last few years.
How's Lemmy? Because they played Coachella, which I was happy to hear.
They did play Coachella, but we just did Carolina Rebellion and Rock in the Range, which are big festivals here. Rock in the Range is this week, but they did not play. They I guess took themselves off the bill, so I'm not sure how he's doing. I think he's coming to the end of the line, as far as he's not. I saw him at Wacken last year in Germany when he did the half-an-hour set and cut it short. He's very weak. Playing the bass and singing at the same time is kind of getting harder for him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you knew the fact that it took, was he 67 or
He's almost,
65?
I think he's 69 now.
Is he 69?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck, man.
The fact it took him that long to finally start getting...
slowing down,
I saw him last year at Wacken after the show, and he had to cut the set off short because it was super hot, like 110 degrees, and he did a good job, but he's like, that's all I can do right now. I go backstage, and he's sitting there, and guess what he's got? Fucking Jack. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, well, he goes, I can't be boring. This is boring. It's fucking boring. And I think maybe now he realizes that maybe he needs to be a little bit more boring.
Yeah.
You know, great guy though. Couldn't ask for a better
really
guy.
sweet guy. Jack Daniels and Pringle. He was sour cream and onion potato chips.
And Jack Daniels.
It's a Canadian thing.
Worst bread. The worst fucking unhealthy diet ever.
I had a limo ride with him once. We went to do a radio show together, and he's like, "Would you like a drink?" So a limo with Lemmy.
Yeah,
he reaches in the ice, and he's got the hands are dirty, and they're all crackled, and he reaches in, grabs the ice, and throws it in the glass. And I'm like, well, any kind of diphtheria or dysentery that I get will be killed by the straight Jack, and even if it doesn't, hey man, I got it from Lemmy, so it's not Lemmy. Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
It is like a thing that you have to do. I remember it was a pretty early one morning. We were doing a radio show in L.A. And we were talking to Lemmy, and Lemmy's like pouring Jack Daniels, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have one.
Yeah, you have to, right?
I have to, just to say I did.
Exactly.
I think Lemmy has a drinking problem.
Yeah, everybody that's hung out with him has a story of drinking.
Yeah, that's right, and he outlasts everybody.
Yeah,
apparently, like, no one ever sees him drunk. He's just always
he's always
perfect
Lemmy.
intake. Exactly. So, yeah, guys. So
Very cool,
so
man.
May 13th tomorrow at the Gramercy here in the city.
And for tour dates, we go to
FozzyRock.com.
It's all over the country. Chris Jericho is always a great guest. Don't forget about Chris's podcast. And,
Talk is Jericho.
Which
podcast1.com.
I like your podcast.
Thanks, man.
And also, I am Jericho on Twitter.
I am Jericho Twitter. May 30th in Huntington at the Paramount, and Idle Hands 5/28 Wednesday.
All right.
For the listening party.
So you took your kid to an Ozzy show.
I'll tell it to you next time. Believe me, it's a crazy one. You're not going to want to miss it.
And we'll be back after these messages. Nice. Jimmy's missing this.
I hate this song.
You don't like this one?
This is a damn good one.
I want to thank Chris Jericho for stopping by.
He's awesome, man.
Yeah, I just tweeted that the guy can talk about anything. He's always a great guest. Always a great guest. What?
I love the conversations that go on down the hall.
What happened?
Like we just miss those little things that it's just Sam and Denny and Sal comes out. You just listen to them talking.
What, you want to bring Danny in, or?
Nah, probably not.
You sure?
Yeah,
no.
Positive.
But it's Monday.
No, but
usually...
I mean, we like to beat a dead horse on this show, but there's been 3 of them that we've been massacring.
Sure, it's Monday. I mean, we could all use a pick-me-up. Denny tends to give us that, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't actually.
Oh, no,
his lack of presence is a wonderful, delightful pick-me-up.
Yes, that is a good pick-me-up.
Okay, all right.
Contributes very little.
I guess I misread that one. I thought for sure. All right. What was the conversation about?
Well, it was a little thing, like, I guess when they give little tours around here, Denny was calling the voice tracking little booths, those tiny little booths with the mic and the little board, and you piece together the music and you talk over it. He calls it a star chamber because that's where the magic happens.
Just because there's a microphone doesn't mean there's magic happening.
It's a dud chamber. That's why they're in there.
There was some fat guy sitting in there doing some tracking.
Yeah.
And I just looked. I go, that doesn't look like magic happening right there.
No.
But he's so into... When he walks around here, it's all about radio. You gotta, whether you hate the guy or not... Boy, you just gotta respect the drive this man has for radio, huh?
So why hasn't he ever had a career?
I don't know.
You might have phrased a little nicer than that.
You would have thought he would have tripped over a career by now, at least.
It just goes to show you there's no justice in this world.
No.
Just to show you there is.
A guy like that should have a really good position here because he's a cheerleader, for God's sake.
He loves it.
He is.
But they don't give a fuck in the end.
He knows everything about radio. He knows how to... put those songs together.
He called it a star chamber?
Those are the star chambers.
It's a bit, in a way, but I really need to ask him about that. And I'm not bringing him in this time to annoy Jimmy. I need to know why he calls it a star chamber really fast.
He's right there.
Why can't we just ask him off the air and then relay the message? Go ask him and then come back. Yeah.
Too late.
Hi, guys.
Jimmy's like, go ask him. He turns around. He's right behind him. Go ask him. Yeah.
Don't sit down. This is going to be very quick.
Okay.
Yeah, please don't sit down. And you're getting lazy because a real broadcaster never sits. That's why we're all
I
sitting.
said
by
I was
the way.
just adjusting the microphone.
So why you call it a star chamber?
That's where the magic happens. We create the magic.
But most microphones, especially at this place, there's not much magic.
No, we create the magic.
He was telling me that the thing of just, we were talking, taking that list of songs. It's just a list. It's just songs. But now you're piecing it together, adding that personality and making the magic that comes out of the Sirius XM speakers.
We play great songs, and the DJ makes them that much greater. That's what I like to say. And you become a friend. You become a friend.
No, the friend thing.
You become a friend. I mean, anybody could just play Moonlight Feels Right by Starbuck, but just the way to say, maybe it was a summer night, and you were cruising along with the first girl.
Why don't you show us how to make that song better?
Well, that's a nice song, Starbuck. Could you find that for me, please? Boy, I tell you, it didn't get much better than this back in the summertime of 1976. You were cruising around with that special friend, your first love maybe. You had the top down, your left arm sitting on the door, your right arm on the wheel, and you were cranking up Starbuck.
You're in England.
But that didn't make the song better.
No, I created a picture of a memory.
Memories. But you're painting the picture that wasn't that guy's memory.
Might have been.
It might have been.
No, but that song alone just brings back the memory.
Yeah, but again, you enhance. I just enhanced it.
He's painting a picture maybe that the other guy would think of as like, yeah, that would have been nice.
What about the guy that's just finger popping some slob on a Tuesday night and the song came on? Why does it always have to be completely romantic?
Right.
Finger popping.
Because
some
everybody
slob that knows this is the best she's going to get.
Everybody wants romance and everybody wants that special feeling. Everybody wants to remember their first love.
I wonder if I was someone's slob. I probably was. I bet you no one.
Oh my God.
I bet you every person alive has been someone's slob.
I've never been anything but. I'm somebody's error, somebody's mistake. I'm right before they get into a real relationship.
Yeah.
You like to think that you weren't used, but I think every single person has been used.
Get a little used,
and has been the slob.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Good for you, but I don't believe it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
I think just the song itself brings back the memories.
It's a good song, though.
If you say something like, "Oh, wow, this should bring back memories," and then that allows the person in their car to go, "Yeah, my memory is," and they start thinking about their memory.
But if you don't even have a memory of that song, this conjures up this just imagined thing that. A little romance, a little fun, and it might remind you of some other song or some other time that you had. That right, Denny?
Exactly. Also, you could say this is one of the first songs in the top 40 to feature a xylophone. How many hit records feature a xylophone?
Who gives a
there you
fuck?
go.
There's a little xylophone.
There you
in that
go.
song,
I know one.
Yeah.
Dune Haircut 100.
Okay, so that's two.
I know another one. Wait.
Ding, ding.
Hold on, I have an idea. I have a good
Jimmy?
radio segment.
Oh, yeah, Jim?
Yes, you go down the hall and you make a list of, say, the top 50 greatest xylophone songs.
Wow.
50. But if he does 50, he's not going to be back until at least tomorrow.
No, but I'm just saying, what you do is after you have that list, you go downstairs to the list, and you walk onto 6th Avenue, and you read the list while facing away from traffic so a truck plows into you.
Say, that doesn't
It does the job that the first car didn't do, obviously.
That doesn't sound like fun.
My golly.
I know you don't work blue, but could you redo that same song you just talked up and make it a slob that's being finger banged?
No, I don't work blue. But how about you try that?
How about I did it sort
Finger
of.
popping time. Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, great 50s record. Hey now. Finger popping time. You ever hear that song?
Yeah, but that's finger
popping. Right.
No. That's the
Oh.
double entendre. He was talking about sticking some digits in some smelly holes.
I don't think so. A little finger popping song.
Yeah.
You don't work blue. You can't redo that
sorry,
memory
I
for the
don't
people out there that were just finger popping a slob.
No, I can't paint myself in that kind of light, especially this time of year, communion season. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you, we got everything going on at the communion parties. Playing a little
a lot
Huggy
of
Bear.
communion parties?
Yeah, we played Huggy Bear this week, and that was fun. Had a big group of kids.
Yeah?
Yay.
Oh, shoot.
What happened? How do I get hired?
I think we could bring up
Do they
the
need
Fallout
someone to
song.
massage their legs?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Sam's running down the hall. He never runs.
Rub their legs.
Oh, and Sal.
And Sal.
Sal's running after him.
Sal's running after you. What's that
Jumping
about?
around.
Oh, playing hard to get for Sal. What?
All right. Sam's putting something in front of the Opster.
What's this?
What is it? Hope it's a resignation.
What?
It's always die,
quit,
get fired, quit, or get some type of
shoot
illness,
yourself,
or shoot yourself.
Well, you can't say anything nice.
No.
Hope Sam's putting down some good news.
Or something gay.
Yeah.
Of course.
What's this, Sam?
I haven't heard it, but Sal's got a lot of confidence in it.
Oh.
It is last night's broadcast from somebody.
Oh, okay. Probably me on 60s on 6.
I believe.
Oh, is that what's your name?
Shithead.
70s, it's Dennis the 70s Menace.
Oh,
right. Dennis the 70s.
Oh, so this was your 70s
Menace.
show.
It might be 70s, might be 60s, whatever you got.
I don't know if this is working. Maybe it's upside down. Try it this way. I don't know. I can't.
Saved by the CD player.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we got it to work, unfortunately. Where's Sal? If Sal brought this in, he should be part of this.
This is Sal's bit.
Where's Sal?
Go ahead.
I got a call from Seattle while we wait for Sal to come in studio.
Another camping trip together.
Russell in Seattle, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could intro maybe a newer song, like 9 Inch Nails, like I Want to Fuck You Like an Animal or something.
Yeah, can you do that for us?
Don't know that song. It's not on the hard drive of hits, so
It's called Closer. It was a big hit.
You know the song.
Yeah.
Come on, Dennis. To all the people who want to violate somebody out
I'd
there.
have to listen to the ramp.
This reminds me of when I was rolling on some Molly. Finger banging some whore. No?
Sounds like it's a ripoff of The Stroke. Everybody got that beat coming in. Billy Squire, right?
Billy Squire's 64 today.
Now strokes the word.
You don't like this one? No. I like it. Why don't you like this one?
It's fucking horrendous.
Yeah. No?
No.
Academy Award-winning artist right here.
That's right.
I don't say he's without talent. I just don't.
Okay. For the Facebook movie?
I think that was it, right?
Yep.
What was the name of that movie? I forgot already.
The social.
Facebook movie.
All right.
Called Facebook movie.
Facebook movie. Wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside.
I like the other one better.
Which one?
You know, bow down before the one you.
Oh yeah.
You're going to get what you deserve. And then this part starts here. The videos were always very weird. Little pig's head spinning around on a spike, and then a doll face with one eye opening slowly.
Right.
It's just creepy.
All right, thanks, Dennis. That was great.
Denny Falcone.
Okay, boys. You have a good
Thanks, sir. Go make some more magic happen.
We'll take care of it.
In the Star Chamber. In the Star Chamber.
We do have his hair check.
Well, go ahead. We'll do a little critique here. You be like the PD. Air check meeting.
Is this an air check meeting?
Get off the air. Air check meeting.
Sal, why do you have confidence in this, knowing that Jimmy hates Dennis Falcone?
Well, it's very interesting with the way, you know, Danny does a good job when he's here on the show, but hearing him like in his real element,
right?
I don't think he did as good as I thought he would have.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Wow. There's a former intern.
What are some of the issues? Considering you've been in radio, what, 12 months maybe?
He's been here for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's just the mix is like the funniest fucking thing.
Why?
You can't hear him.
Are you buried in the mix?
No, sounded fine in the studio. Go ahead.
You got to run your board.
All right, let me hear
Play
this.
a couple of them.
Sirius XM 70s on 7. The song Hang On Snoopy by the McCoys is being under consideration, and it's going to happen. It's going to be the rock and roll state song. That's because it's without any of the compression. That's because you're listening to the
yapping through the music.
You're listening to the board mix. There's no compression or processing.
No process.
No, there's no compression or processing.
I am struggling to hear you.
Well,
I'm struggling.
Right.
I feel uncomfortable because I feel like I have to concentrate too much.
You're talking through the music. They play it at me. Why are you talking over it?
Listen what it...
I'd like to hear the song.
Because, again, when it goes through the chain, the audio chain.
All right, listen when this kicks in, though. It's funny.
It's going to be the rock and roll state song. That's because it's not. There's no
what are you
processing.
doing? Like, why don't you just say, "Here's the song," and then play the song and sit there and read a book?
Part of the magic.
No.
He's creating magic.
Talk over it?
He's creating magic.
No, it's not. You
Being a friend.
When you're watching a comic, you don't talk over the setup and then just back up to the punchline.
He's being your friend, Jimmy.
It's your friend.
Yeah, my friend shuts up when I'm listening to music.
You don't want a friend on the radio?
No, I don't.
You sure?
No.
Oh, no.
I don't.
To keep you company in the car, right,
There
Danny?
you go.
I wouldn't mind that, but don't talk over the music.
I like it.
hate that.
I feel the post coming, and I'm like, here it is. He's gonna.
Yeah, you're just listening.
It just makes me nervous that they're not going to,
I know,
stop in time.
Nervous. Like, oh no, the words.
There's a lot of anxiety listening to music jocks.
It's like when people are talking during the movie trailers, and you're like, oh my god, they're going to talk throughout the whole movie.
This is gonna be
Yes,
terrible.
yes.
Who's the best at hitting the post you ever saw?
The best at hitting the post that I ever saw, I guess Dan Ingram would probably be
Dan
the best.
Ingram.
He missed one. He was great. Yeah.
What about Ron Lundy?
Ron Lundy, all the WABC
Those
guys.
guys.
All the ABC guys.
California, the real Don Steele.
It was effortless for those guys because, quite frankly, it didn't take much effort.
Yeah. What about Baby? I am Baby.
I am Baby about 10 till 10.
I am Baby.
WNBC.
NBC.
Just stretch out that N till you hit the post.
Yeah. Can we hear? I want to hear what's his name, Dan Ingram hitting a post. I want to hear what that's supposed to sound like.
Dan Ingram, go go go!
And he's got one of those voices.
Yeah.
Is he alive or dead? We've probably done this.
He's alive. He's now in Florida.
Yeah.
Hi there, Kimosabe. Yeah, Elton John on CBS FM. Party Songs Weekend. I'm Dan Ingram. Proud to be with you. We know that, of course. Back to 1959. That was 33 years ago. You were one, huh? Sure you were. Right. Dionne and the Belmonts on CBS FM 101.1.
Each time.
How about that? Only on CBS FM 101.1, New York's oldie station. Right. Get some of these for yourself. Another example of how American Airlines is bringing value back to air travel. Hooray!
Remember your favorite home.
Not great. He's very skilled.
Whoa! 101 CBS FM.
So busy.
You guys are missing on. Too bad at home you can't see this. Just look up douche on YouTube.
That was young Denny Falcone in the
Bopping
studio.
along with the music.
All needy and shit with a Mets cap on.
Wow.
Backwards hat.
What, you got a mustache you sporting there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Wow. Running the board, cart machines next to you. Look at you.
22 years ago, Danny.
Long time ago, yeah. A long time ago.
Hey, Dan Ingram.
Good for
Good
for Danny.
Can you I'll rewind with the music though, because you can see Denny bopping to the music.
He's popping to the music.
Yeah, he's really into it.
Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, Art Vulo was making those videos, came into the studio with a camera.
Oh.
Vulo video?
Yeah. Did Art ever come in and record your show?
No.
He's radio's best friend, you know.
No, he's not our best friend. He didn't want anything to do with us.
Friend, you know.
Yeah.
This guy went around and videotaped jocks.
Yeah, he's great. He'll come in. Next time he's in to visit Brucey, I could send him in.
We never got a call or an email from him.
Art, I could hook it up.
No, that's okay.
Pretty close with him.
That's all right.
Could we make a nice little reel for Opie and Anthony?
Of course, yeah, that'd be great.
Well, now that we heard Dan Ingram, why don't we hear another break from Denny from last night?
Yeah.
Sirius XM, the 70s on 7. Dennis, your 70s menace. Playing the 70s, it's commercial free. I mean, yeah, that's the way it ought to be. Unfortunately for me, I just spilled seltzer all over my cell phone. What a klutz I am. Luckily, I have one of these super duper cases, so it shouldn't be too bad. I guess if I get an incoming call, it might sound like I'm underwater.
We couldn't even hear you.
I know, but
you're listening seltzer on his
processing.
cell phone.
Yeah, and I said
Dennis, the 70s. It should be I'm Dennis and I suck penis.
And just the punch on there was I said if I do get a call from you, it might sound like I'm underwater.
Yeah, we heard it. We heard it. Don't worry, we heard it.
And I was just saying.
Don't worry, we heard it. We heard
Had
it.
you really spilled seltzer?
Yes, I did.
And did he say, I'm Dennis, your 70s menace?
Yes.
It wasn't, I'm Dennis, the 70s
Oh,
menace.
yours. I kind of made it personal.
Yes,
What
you
makes you
personalized it.
menacing?
What's that?
What makes you menacing?
Nothing. It's just a rhyming thing that everybody did back in the
I'm Dennis and I should drown in
Jack
Venice.
London, you know, guys would have names like that. Crazy Jack London. There'd be nothing crazy about him except his name.
Right.
Not at all.
Sal's had asked the next track. Dennis is boogieing this weekend, but we can't hear him.
Sirius XM. 70s on 7. We got the 70s boogie check rolling for you. Where they might be boogieing this weekend. The 70s from Aberdeen, Maryland, Ashland, Wisconsin, or Aztec, New Mexico.
Some about Aztec, New Mexico.
You're just listening before the process. What I do is I always pick out 3 cities, and when I get like an up-tempo song, an R&B song, I do what I call a boogie check.
Is that where you look up your nostrils in the mirror?
Exactly.
No. Do a boogie check?
I hope you do one with a desert eagle.
You're just listening before anything goes out through any of the processing, any of the stuff that we...
I don't get what a boogie check is.
How do you not get what a boogie check is?
Oh, I've been better. I'm working on it.
Damn.
Would you ever like to do a guest DJ show?
No.
Why not?
What is it?
Classic vinyl?
Make some magic.
I gave up on that. That one I gave up on about 3 years ago. I actually went to Steve Blatter and Rob Cross, said, hey, man, I want to do a music show, but I want to be able to play whatever the fuck. Right. And then they gave me a list of songs to pick from. I'm like, all right, goodbye.
Well, couldn't you pick whatever you wanted to from that list?
Yeah, but I wanted to mix like the old with the new, with maybe throw a little rap in, just whatever I'm feeling.
I mean, the best mix from yesterday and today?
It'd be a mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Like Jack FM.
So they're like, good news, the channel said yes, and then he gave me about 20 pages of songs I could choose from.
Nice.
It's a format, and it's every song they already play.
Yeah, but that's part of the library.
Well, so let them do it their way.
I would do a 70s. I would do a 70s show. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I could just relay stories of the 70s from me, Hey, I remember this one when my dad was driving drunk down the Ortega Highway. I thought I was going to die, and I think that's where my anxiety comes from.
We are family.
Right. And we are family, something like that. That'd be good.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But they wouldn't allow that on the 70s channel. So we should do it ourselves and then just make it a 70s day. And we'll intro some songs.
I remember the spaghetti hitting the wall of this one when Dad got mad at Mom and threw the spaghetti at the wall and started cursing at her, and Mom finally called Dad a fuckface. I remember that. I ran into my room crying and said I had a bellyache. I always had a bellyache. You gotta love the 70s. That's why I drink now, just like my old man. 70s.
See? He hit a ramp. He hit a ramp.
Very good.
Not a post, but he hit the ramp.
33-second post this one. So it's got a long time to talk.
You know how many seconds it is?
Yeah.
He knows.
You have to know.
Now it's coming
this
up,
is good if you were doing something on the
comes.
community bulletin board or maybe a PSA.
70s on 7.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we get this last night.
Sirius XM 70s on 7. One of you are a fan of Bryan Cranston from the TV show Breaking Bad. He is in the new version of Godzilla. And they say it's nothing like the 1998 version.
You can hear him.
And it's really, really campy. I guess that's good.
Talking about Bryan Cranston, he's in the...
just giving out a little information.
Little info for everybody.
Little info here and there, tidbits.
Why did you choose to talk about that during that song? What was the tie-in?
Well, because you try to do something contemporary and, to relate to the audience. You don't want to just always live back in the day, and just be a history lesson.
That had nothing to do with Godzilla, though.
No.
What's that? Bryan Cranston. I turned it, because he was in Breaking Bad, and he's in Godzilla. He's got a...
Yeah, but what did that have to do with the song?
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. It just gave me 12
So you should have picked a
seconds
song that might have been a little better.
You don't like the tidbits, Jimmy?
Everlasting Love.
What was the name of that song?
Everlasting Love, Carl Carlton, the 70s version. There was a version of that song in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and I believe U2 also.
That's what you should have said.
Well, no, you know what?
And
You kind of, because we've played that song so many times, you kind of try to reinvent it and do a little information.
You should say, here's a song that I like a lot. Play.
Probably heard it many times before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I won't talk over it, though.
Sal, any comments? You put this together.
Well, this is...
We're stuck with Denny because of you. What do you got to add?
This is from the help of our friend Lauren. She was able to help me out with a lot of this. She actually gave me a whole nother show, sorry. And I have another 10 tracks if you guys want to hear.
Wow.
Maybe.
But Denny does a good job with cross-promotion.
Oh, yeah.
He's such a company guy. Like, almost every other break is like, hey, there's another channel. Like,
Right,
stop listening to me,
right.
go listen to something.
No, you're supposed to do it maybe once an hour.
Does Scott Greenstein even nod your way?
Yeah, he always says hi. Hey, what's going on? What are you working on? That's everything.
Oh,
Sure does.
really?
Oh.
Yeah, he always says hi.
That's how he sees it. Like Rupert Pupkin saw Jerry talking to him.
Finally, one more. Mother's Day is apparently Eat What You Want Day.
Yeah.
What?
There was also eat what. You know, there's always something in the prep sheets that's saying today is also.
Oh.
Sirius XM 70s on 7. Happy Mother's Day. Dennis, the 70s Menace. Play the 70s hits commercial free. And not only...
I don't like your nickname because you're not
horrendous.
You're not menacing.
You're not very menacing.
Maybe I should play like a chainsaw behind
Something.
it.
Dennis, the 70s field mouse.
Right, something. Maybe it could be good nature, but you got to have some kind of menacing going
It's
on.
just a rhyming thing.
That's not very menacing. Field mouse.
Field mouse.
He's slight.
I'm Dennis, the 70s knit.
Right. There's nothing menacing about it.
Denny.
So stop
Not at
saying
all.
it.
Dennis, the 70s cuticle. That should be your nickname.
Right. You're like the nicest guy around here.
Yeah.
You're so nice, it's kind of fucking
Exactly.
disgusting.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be meaner.
Exactly.
Well, if you're going to have the nickname menacing, you gotta
Not
do
menacing.
something with it.
Yeah, but Dennis the Menace wasn't a menacing
No, he was
kid.
menacing
he's
to
an
Mr.
asshole.
Wilson,
To Mr. Wilson.
and like he was always like into some. There's nothing you're doing that's the slightest bit
No,
dangerous.
the only thing you're menacing to is the ears.
Why?
And I think everyone's waiting for you to be
menacing.
menacing. If they're listening to you,
menacing.
they're like, "Wow, this guy says he's Dennis the Menace."
That's a good tease. Maybe if I come up with something.
Literally
Right.
just doing what you're told.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
you're
couldn't sound
really-
nicer.
You're the absolute opposite of a menace.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're dependable.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about dependable 70s Dennis?
Dependable Dennis.
Yeah, dependable Dennis.
Your
Yeah.
70s pal, dependable
We don't
Dennis.
want to
I got
that though.
I got one that would work. Dennis the douche,
Oh shit!
That's alliteration.
and it would work.
I wouldn't say
Dennis the douche.
Yes.
Oh, this one coming in. Dennis the free food menace.
Oh,
So apparently you're menacing when there's free food around
right.
and you're trying to grab it up.
True.
Yeah.
Dennis, the dumpster diver.
Dennis, are you going to eat that? Falcone.
You going to finish that?
Oh, finish that. Oh, that's right.
You're gonna finish that.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Dennis, your 70s. Take.
Is he still eating everyone's food?
Oh, yeah.
We're asking?
His asking has gone down.
Okay.
But he still has a hawk eye when it comes to all that stuff.
Why?
For sure.
Why would you eat someone else's food after they're done?
No, if they have half of it left. If you say you have a wrap, you have a wrap.
Right,
and you have
right.
half
All
the
right.
wrap.
Cut in half.
It's still wrapped. Yeah.
Oh, we got
Brand
it.
new.
You going to finish that?
Brand new.
Yeah.
All right, let me get to the end of this, then we can get him out of here.
The 70s hits commercial free. And not only is it Mother's Day, I understand it's also Eat What You Want Day. Although I was not able to find any cards that say Happy Eat What You Want Day. Let's see, what would I want to eat? All right, we'll take up a couple of pork chops and wrap them in bacon and deep fry them and smother them with garlic sauce. How's that sound?
Terrible.
Friday night, I was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was... What? I remember the music.
Nice song.
That is a great one, isn't it?
Little River Band.
No River Band, very good.
Or to be funny, you used to call them the Yellow River Band.
Ah, piss.
That's a little
See, but you
racy.
wouldn't say it. You would just, hey, Yellow River Band.
Now
Well, I
that's
go like-
menace. That's
Still
a menace
reminiscing.
right there.
That's a bit menacing.
That's a little
Yeah.
menacing.
All right, maybe I'll throw more of those in. What do
You
say?
should throw more of those
Dennis,
in.
the piss menace.
Yes.
How about piss boy Dennis
Yeah,
Falcone?
exactly. How about UTI? Dennis, the UTI.
And I'm kind of honored because I had 4 PDs going over my air check, not just
That's
one.
true.
So
Look
I
at
get a
this.
difference.
You should
of
be the
opinion.
piss kid.
Right.
Urine god
And
Dennis
talk about how you
Falcone.
take loads of urine on your face.
You're in the 70s.
That'd
Who
be
knew
good.
that Dennis liked to get pissed on?
Exactly.
Not only does he try,
Happens every time I come in here.
not only does he blow himself, he likes a good load of warm piss on his chest.
I would like to put an end to that nonsense.
How about yellow fever Dennis
You do
Falcone?
that? What's that? You blow yourself?
No.
Yes, he does. He just doesn't like talking about it.
Hey, you know, I
He
was
doesn't
You
work.
do that, hurt your back.
I don't do it.
He doesn't work blue.
He had his bottom rib removed.
You know, I was doing a gig last week.
He's not going to mention it on the air, but
in
he
Howard
loves blowing
Beach,
himself.
and I'll tie that
You
in.
blowing yourself at a bachelor
No,
party?
and I was up on.
Do you make
I
sure
was
your
up on
ass is
stage.
clean so you don't smell your own ass as you're blowing yourself?
I was up on stage rocking the mic and rocking the house
the
at the same
ankles over the
time.
shoulders.
Howard Beach.
Yeah, and a guy
Take us
walked
through
by.
it. How do you clean your ass all nice so you don't smell your own ass when you're blowing
And
yourself?
a guy walked by, and he just
Why
looked
is
at
he
me and
ignoring
mouthed
me?
it, Denny.
I don't know.
I said, wow. So then afterwards, I went down to the buffet, which was opened, and
of course, I'm sure it was free.
They ask why you're carrying a garbage bag and funneling food into it.
I always make sure the guests eat first, and then I don't go up until the host asks me, "Hey, make sure you get something."
Is it hard for you to ask food when your own cock's in your mouth?
So a guy came by and he goes, "Hey,
what did you say? I'm already fed. Thank you."
He goes, "I listen to you."
I got my fill of protein this morning. I don't need any more.
Hey, Daddy, you hungry? Just
all right, right. Maybe I'll take a cookie because I got my protein.
So he said,
I listen to you on the Opie and Anthony show, and I love what you do with the guys and how they abuse you. And I said they're the nicest guys in the world.
Have you ever ejaculated into your eye when you're blowing yourself, or you just like
it just pops out of the cheek and goes right?
Do you swallow your own cum?
And he goes, "I really know that you don't do any of that disgusting."
What do you think?
stuff
Do you think he swallows his own cum when he's blowing himself?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
The guy will say, "Hey, do you want some food?" And he'll go.
That's the weirdest part about blowing yourself, I think, Danny, that you swallow your own cum.
Yeah.
Well, then he feels guilty about it, so he takes a nice hot piss all over himself.
Oh, man.
To teach himself.
Really? Did you ever come on the floor and then just lap it up like a puppy?
Hey, what are you guys doing for Burt Bacharach's birthday? Are we playing any of the stuff from the Bacharach David's
We don't know what the Bacharach is. What's the Bacharach?
Burt Bacharach there? I just noticed on the prep sheet.
What's his biggest hits?
Well, he's got so many with Dionne Warwick.
He's
she was
86.
the vocal piece for all those songs.
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
Is he still
That's what
alive?
Friends are for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she still alive? I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what friends are for.
Do you know the way to San Jose? No, but if you could hum a few bars.
Oh, God. You did not just do that.
Menacing right there.
Give yourself a Hummer. That's one thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Do you know the way to San?
I do not like Dionne Warwick.
What is this?
Face bugs me.
Is this Dionne Warwick?
Yeah.
I don't know what version this is.
Burt Bacharach, do you know the way to San Jose?
No, let's.
It's a dumb song.
Give me the hit before I split. Let's play that one.
All right, I want you to take us to break with some Burt Bacharach.
What do you want?
Give me the hit before I suck myself
Do you know the way to
off.
San Jose? It's a quick one.
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you been, Travis?
Sorry, I didn't know the Dionne Warwick song.
Do you bob your head up and down, or do
The
you
answer
pump
is
your hips into your
2014.
mouth?
Oh, God.
It's a fair question.
It really is a
Do
fair
you
question.
bob, or do you keep your head steady with your hands
Right.
and then just kind of shimmy your hips up?
Is it a strong pelvis or neck?
Yeah.
Do you have to push your head forward, both hands, just to get in there?
Yeah, just to
man.
get it down the. You suck it to the root.
You're just short until you fucking put the hands behind your head and give that last thrust forward.
Hey, you want some food over at the buffet?
No? Anything, Trev?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I was.
Oh, okay.
All right, talk this up and get the fuck out of here.
Happy 86th birthday, Burt Bacharach and Hal David. One of the great songs of many that he wrote. And Dionne Warwick took care of lots of great vocals, like this one. Let's sing along with Do You Know the Way to San Jose here on the Sirius XM Opie and Anthony show on a Monday morning.
You talked over it.
I did.
You jizzed on yourself.
Well, you know what?
You jizzed on
Can we hear
yourself.
that a second ago?
A baseball
boy.
player goes up there, and if he gets a hit 3 out of 10 times.
Yeah, but you threw the bat and hit the pitcher with it. That was way off.
Okay.
But you didn't even know how to cover it up. Dan Ingram would have covered that up nicely.
He would just kept talking.
That's right. He said,
Excuse me, Dionne. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. What did you want to hear, Jimmy?
Just hear that again, how he butchered
Let's
that.
sing along with Do You Know the Way to San Jose here on the Sirius XM Opie and Anthony show on a Monday morning. I stepped
You
on
had it. Oh, there.
Stepped on it.
Oh, that's not you. Sorry. I thought that was you for a second.
Fail!
Is that your technique when you're blowing your... No, I would think you'd have to be all the way on your back.
Hey, if you guys keep this
Yeah.
up, I'm not coming in here anymore.
Whoa.
These guys holding his shaft
It's a threat.
and licking.
Oh, there. This is the Dennis Falcone
Yeah, that's...
technique.
Is that your technique right
You
there?
throw those hips back, and your ab bunches up a little bit.
Let's put an end to this right now.
All right, let's see you do it.
Right now.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus.
That's it.
Is that you?
Something like that.
Yeah, it stirs up feelings, doesn't it? Feelings
Why
of
would you even want to look at that? That's
Oh, I'm just wondering where
We're
you
trying
learned...
to figure out your
Yeah.
technique.
Yeah, how did you learn to self-suck?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there you go. This is
That's
the
why that Mets hat was backwards, so he didn't poke himself in the fucking thighs
Wow,
with
that
it.
guy's got like a big thing up his ass. And
Yeah,
he's
does that help
sucking
motivate you?
himself
Put something
off.
in your hiney?
Is it okay if I cross-promote something here? I'll be doing the after show
Some
today,
people could
thanks to
just
the-
lick the tip, and others can
Yeah.
really get a good
I hate
mouthful.
when they just bird lick the tip. I like when they get down there.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
You're doing the post show today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what happened there?
Sam will be on assignment.
On assignment. I'm in for Sam Roberts,
Doing
who's
what?
on assignment.
What are you doing?
Interviewing Chris Jericho.
Didn't we just...
Yeah, we are like...
But I thought we...
through the magic of
he will do a complete wrestling interview.
Star Chambers.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you just take the cuts, cut up what they said, and just place your voice in there?
That's a good point. They could tape it in advance and just...
Great idea.
It's done.
It's an awesome idea.
Just replace your questions with my voice. Oh.
Keep our reactions in there, though.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, Danny, we learned a lot today.
Thank you very much, boys. Always a pleasure.
Yeah,
All right,
like
Denny Falcone.
I was on, now I'm gone.
Yeah.
What? The warm pee thing, that's crazy.
Yeah, that you piss on yourself.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Guy worked with Dan Ingram, and now
Ingram.
He has to combat rumors that he performs fellatio on himself.
Blows himself, and now pisses all over himself.
Pan flute.
Poor Danny.
Exactly.
Such a good-natured guy.
Oh, we have one more apology left for today after the break.
Man.
I forgot about that. We had 5 apologies today as we try to go a lousy 10 days on the Opie and Anthony show without an apology. And we're not even reaching for this at all. We have 5 today. 5 apologies. We'll do the last one next. Stay there. Nice. In the meantime, I forgot who did this. Space Hog.
Yeah.
Space Hog.
Space Hog.
Right.
On the only station that really rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Brings back memories of finger popping this slob. We should do 70s Day.
Oh, yeah.
I could talk up some songs with some stories from the past as well.
Hell yeah.
I think we should do that.
70s.
I did give up on the music show. I did want to do a little something here and there.
Yeah.
But just mix all the crap together.
That's what you got to do.
Because rock fans listen to, like, you know, some wimpy stuff or whatever, like a fucking 70s song or whatever. So I figured just mix it all up.
No, everything's got to be very compartmentalized here.
When they handed me that playlist, I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Okay, I'm not going to do
Thanks,
this.
but no thanks. What? But you can pick any song on the list, and we don't even care if you like play an Alice in Chains song and then play a Pearl Jam song right after that. Because that's something we wouldn't do because there's similar styles of, you know, grunge and stuff. So we would actually mix it up there. But if you want to do that, that's okay by us.
Right.
No, thank you. Like, I would throw, I don't know, Alice in Chains into a Johnny Cash. I was trying to think of something, you know, when I was discussing that.
Right.
Just something completely different that you don't really hear. Ugh. But you can't play Johnny Cash because it's not on the list of songs. But it's like 20 pages. Look, there's a lot of good choices here.
Look at all the songs.
So you want me to be like every other jock on alt rock or whatever the fuck, whatever channel it was going to be. I forget
Was it Octane?
now. No, it wasn't even Octane. I'm like, forget it.
Alt Nation?
Oh, I mean Alt Nation, right? Alt Rock, yeah, Alt Nation. It's like, forget it.
Good call, Trav.
Whatever.
Oh, boy, do I got to say hi to everybody that came out over the weekend. Oh, my God, Saturday at the Village Idiot in Bacharach. It was packed.
The gig was good, huh?
Packed. It was really good. Some fucking blonde chick, she goes, could we take a picture with you grabbing my tit? And I'm like, sure, big fucking round tits.
Where are these pictures?
I don't know. She took it. So I took the picture and grabbed her tit.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice for people to see.
And then she comes back, though, later and goes, it was blurry. Could we do it again? Yes!
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 You weren't offended?
No. I thought it was grand. And then there's the other picture of Dionne. That's in Central Islip.
That's a black kid.
It's my sister Dionne, and
you
she's
all right with that?
Hanging out with. No, I put the Moors. I said the Moors. They did so much fucking with the Sicilian women. But I was asking her what that was, and I hashtagged Donald Sterling.
But you remember the kid? You had to.
I remember that kid.
Oh, okay.
That was Zareen's little brother. Her name was Zareen. Zareen. We used to sing a little song. It was like, Jesus loves the little children of the world except Zareen.
That's nice.
Because Jesus didn't love Zareen.
Why? What's wrong with her?
Well, I don't know. Didn't love her. They put all the black families in one apartment building. It was the Garden Apartments on Hawthorne Avenue in Central Islip. And it was all like the white people. And then one building was where they put all the black families. And it never quite got all the real attention that it was supposed to get.
Right.
It's a little more broken down.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's where you used to live? Did we do this?
That doesn't look like.
I feel like we did
Hawthorne
this.
Avenue. There were a couple of apartments across the street, but it was.
Look, you got a nice pool.
I think it's there on the right.
Look at the nice pool
middle
you got.
On the right there.
Did you have that nice pool?
Yeah, they put a big facade up that didn't used to be there. But no, we didn't have the pool.
No,
not then. Yeah,
that looks like a pretty good place.
It was great. We had a Vietnam vet family living next door to us, and the woman would always say, you got to be a man. My brother's like, how's your boy doing in Vietnam? She goes, he's not a boy. You got to be a man to fight and kill.
Jesus.
And we were like kids. It was like, it's scary.
She was all in, huh?
She was so all in. And then he came back from the Nam one day, and everybody was celebrating. There were balloons up and everything. And he just walked in with the fucking 1,000-yard stare. He was a nice guy, too. Like, always said hi to all the families and everything. And then when he came back for this homecoming thing, he just kind of walked in like Frankenstein with just that 1,000-yard stare.
Wonder Years?
It's almost like Wonder Years, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like doing a Seinfeld bit.
No, this was real.
Now you're doing Wonder Years?
This is fucking Wonder Years Anthony version.
How old, hold on, Sal, could you show me, is it the one on the far right end with the red door?
Yeah.
How old is that place? It doesn't look that old.
It doesn't now. I guess they made it up or something. They made it up. Oh, no, it's Joe. What does Joe want? Joe probably remembers some of this.
Yes. Brother Joe.
Hey, I just drove past there a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I actually went out for a ride with Carol on the bike, and I said, this is where I used to live. And, of course, CI back then was a little different than it is.
How much different, though? Because, I mean...
Dude, as far as like, ethnic percentages,
yeah.
Way more diversified now than it was back then.
I just remember, like, CI was even known back then for having a lot of black people and Hispanics, and it was one of the higher crime areas. And
the difference back then is they were more angry. It was like right around the it was more militant black back then than it is now. I mean, now it's all about political correctness and blah blah blah. But as far as people being pissed off,
yeah.
I mean, I used to get into a fight a day back then because it was always the
black kids love beating up the white kids.
Give me 50 cent. Give me 50 cent.
I remember give me 50 cent.
Dude,
give me 50 cent.
For an apple in the apple machine, they would shake down the white kids, and most of them would fess up with the 50 cent, and I would kick one in the kneecap. It was just I would never.
Because Dad would give us that advice. If a black kid ever wants to fight you, kick him in the kneecaps. They got weak knees. He said that. He goes, don't hit him in the head. They're too hard. Hit him in the kneecaps.
Many times he said if I didn't fight back the black kid, I would get my ass kicked by him.
Yeah, you got to fight back.
That was his other big thing, yeah.
And he didn't say black kid, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Well, when Dad was good for dropping N-bombs.
Did you heard him say that?
Oh yeah.
When we first moved there, I remember when when the old man and the old lady split up and we had to move into more affordable housing. I remember him saying to us, "You're moving to Central Islip." Where the ends are, where all of the ends are, that's what he said. I remember hearing him say that to the old lady.
Oh yeah.
Why would he say
Joey?
Why would he say ends? He didn't say the word.
Oh boy, did he ever!
No, he said. So you're moving to where the niggers are.
Joey, Jesus Christ! Yeah, everyone's the same. They're all just people. And then a few years later, my mother's like, these niggas.
Jesus.
It didn't matter.
Wow.
It didn't matter.
And it wasn't just it just seemed like everyone was pissed off in that area around that time.
Yeah, it was the fucking early 70s.
Right.
The kids from across the street lived in it was Concord Village apartments. We were in Plymouth Village apartments.
Oh, right.
And there were gang fights. I mean, we were kids. We were like 8, 9, 10 years old, beating the shit out of each other in these, with like one apartment building versus another.
Oh, yeah.
Just a hell of a way to grow up. This will be in the book, by the way.
Yes, need the book. Need to write the book.
I'm in the midst of penning. You just don't know it yet. I'm definitely writing a book, and this will be part of it. So I drove through there, as I was saying. Had Carol on the bike. We went and took a cruise through Central Islip, all up around like Pedretti's house. Remember where? And the stores like downtown where I got caught shoplifting many times.
Sure.
We drove all through there, and it's a little more ethnically diverse. Like I saw way more, a much higher percentage of white,
really
Hispanic. Yeah, believe it or not, white and Hispanic. I think they're kind of like they're trying to give it a remake the way they did like down in Bacharach and stuff. And it looks like it's changing a little bit.
Good luck, CI.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
I won't be there anytime soon, unless I'm driving through on the bike.
All right.
Joe.
Thanks, brother Joe.
By the way, Anthony, your voice sounded really, really good.
That was a pisser.
I work with pros. I work with pros all the time.
Damn.
Singing-wise, you sounded really good.
Yeah, that was a blast. We got to do that again. There was a lot of fucking people, a lot of fans. That was a pisser.
It's great fun.
Pisser.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Kids.
All right, Joe.
Label.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
I just,
I know, I felt on Saturday. I felt on, man. Sometimes you hit that stage and you're like, I'm on.
I actually say that.
Do you?
Yes, I walk right on just to confirm for the audience that they are indeed seeing me.
You're seeing me, and I'm wonderful.
I'm on.
I just clicked on CNN. The story is NFL draft reactions heat up after Michael Sam kisses his boyfriend on TV.
You bet they heat up.
Yeah. And Stuart Scott from ESPN tweeted, NFL guys get drafted, kiss girlfriends. Michael Sam kissed his boyfriend. Don't like? That's a you problem.
Ew.
Congrats, Mike.
Even though he's right, do you have to say it like a fucking 13-year-old girl?
That's a you problem.
That's how 13-year-old girls say things.
Yeah.
I know, because I date them. They say that to me.
We talked about it earlier, though, man. I mean, we're not used to that. So, yeah, you're going to get a kind of a...
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not tolerant as far as, the gay issue goes. It still looks incredibly awkward.
I think if you're doing anything to foster hatred or abuse, violence against gay people, that's ridiculous.
Right.
It shouldn't happen. But if you're looking at a situation like that, and you're a guy, and you say that nothing about that is shocking or makes you take a step back or like, whoa, then you're just being dishonest.
You're just
lying. And that's a you problem.
Right.
You're being completely dishonest.
You're being dishonest with yourself.
And everyone else around you.
Exactly.
You're lying to make yourself seem so much better than everyone else because you didn't even give it a second glance or thought when you saw a giant football player kissing his little waif-like white boyfriend. You didn't look and go, whoa, I really gotta, this isn't processing properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're a hater or anything.
No.
That's you're seeing something unusual.
Why is that always akin to violence and hate speech and this, that? It's not. It's a human reaction to seeing something you're not used to seeing. Something new, something different, and you have a reaction to that. Why is that reaction? Why does it have to be a bad thing? It's just a thing.
The cake in the mouth. The kiss didn't really bother me.
The cake in the mouth, right?
The cake in it was too playful. I didn't like it.
You didn't like how playful it was?
I don't like when heterosexual couples do that.
Right.
When they get married, oh, look, he's putting cake, they're going to feed it nice. I fucking hate that.
Did you hear the nickname he's got for his boyfriend? Schmoopy. Calls him Schmoopy.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, Schmoopy.
I don't believe you.
Hey, Schmoopy.
That's Seinfeld.
They do. What?
That's Seinfeld.
You watch Seinfeld and see if it's there.
Is it?
Of course it is.
All right, good. Yes, save us the time. Jeez. I don't know. Even when hetero couples kiss a little too heavily,
I don't mind that. Just the cake bothers me.
I
mean, I'll watch a lesbian kiss all day long.
All day long.
Heterosexual, even that's a little like, all right.
Yeah.
The public, especially in public.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. People there's just people lying. There's people just lying all over the place about
Eyes
this.
Closed. Look at this kiss. Eyes closed. The head turned. The cake is smeared all over their face. Dude, you just gotta like... Oh. Sal, put your cock back and stop jacking it like that. That's terrible. See, he's jerking off to the gay kissing pic. Wow.
You think some of the old school football players gave kisses like this when they were drafted? No matter what they were kissing?
I would love to know what is said in private amongst some of the other guy players that are
my God, it would be the greatest thing to hear ever.
It's probably this. Jesus Christ.
And the fact that it's like a little white guy, it just, that whole thing too.
So you wonder who's like, people always wonder who's the dominant one in the sexual relationship.
Oh,
but when he put that cake in that little guy's mouth, you're like, oh yeah, it works out the way it should.
Yeah, that's
the way it should work out.
They went to college together. He was on the swim team.
Oh, was he?
A little wafy.
Yeah, he's got the swimmer's bod.
Whatever. But to make believe that it didn't make you, like, react at all as a human being.
Oh, boy. That's telling right there.
That one?
Oh, boy.
Yeah?
Wasn't there rumors of mysteriousness?
All right.
Oh,
right?
Oh, yeah, his wife.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I wonder.
A little mystery. Mystery date.
Wow. Anyway, so Stuart Scott. He does tell it like it is, this Stuart Scott. Watch out for him. Watch out for Mr. Scott.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
Right.
EWE.
Yeah.
Cheap joke. Yeah.
It's not a you problem if you're just, talking about it and
if you're not used to something, you're going to react accordingly. Like, whoa, okay, I see what's happening here.
And some people will react with some, this visceral disgust, or it doesn't even have to be a disgust that deeply, like, oh, it's two people that are in love. Oh, I'm disgusted with that. No. But can't there be some visceral human reaction to something that is so taboo to a heterosexual male? That's what it is, too. It's like, you can't look at that and then picture yourself in that scene. It's like, it's so not... I'll say repulsive. I'm just going to fucking say, I'm not going to look for another word. When heterosexual men look at two men being that intimate with each other, there's a repulsion. There's a repulsion as a heterosexual male to that, because there's no empathy there. You can't put yourself in that situation without feeling very uncomfortable. But if you talk about it, that's a great picture. If you talk about it, honestly, you're a fucking, a homophobe. I don't know how that works.
Do we really believe we can reprogram each other?
No.
Reprogram human
I think
emotions?
People think they can, yeah.
There's no way that's going to happen.
There's instinctual things that are just in us. There's emotion.
I think you could teach, tolerance.
Tolerance. But people forget that tolerance means to tolerate something.
Right.
It doesn't mean to agree with it or accept it or make it your own. You're tolerating it.
But to reprogram people not to, like, have a reaction to
that,
to that kiss, that's crazy.
When two men are making out with cake on their face on TV, there's going to be some people looking, going, eesh, wow, holy fuck. Right. Oh, what's the matter? You want to beat them up and something? No, not at all. But wow, that's a little rough to just have thrown right at me.
Not to mention the message it sends about cake and sugar.
Exactly.
Guy who gets it totally wrong.
Total misses the point.
Yeah, guy who throws something that's nothing to do with
it's not a healthy diet.
But everybody agrees with him just to shut him up. Yeah, that's true. It's about the cake, too.
I'll probably eat better.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see how he does with the Rams. Being a seventh, round draft pick.
Indeed he do.
A lot of attention because he's openly gay. Wonder if the gay players in the league are fucking pissed off by this. Like,
that swimmer's in damn good shape, though.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's got some good. Wish I had abs like that.
He is in good shape.
You got to think there's at least a couple on each team, right? A couple of gay guys in each team.
I don't know what the ratio
gotta
is.
be.
At least one, maybe more.
But
I mean, one out of how many players? 40 on a team?
There's got to be close to 40 on a roster, right? Who knows better than what's the number?
Travis.
Gotta be quite a few.
I'm not totally sure. I know it's 40 in baseball.
Perhaps more than
it might even be
53 people.
53 out of 53 people per team. There's got to be a couple on each team. There has to be.
Gotta be. Bill Burr does a not ready for seeing gay kissing a bit.
Oh, does he? Where can we find this Bill Burr bit there, Vince?
I heard it on Raw Dog Comedy Radio.
Could you find that for us?
I do like a good Bill Burr.
Yeah,
It's a great bit how he says that he was a kid, he saw like a girl and a guy for the first time, like in porn, and his dick got hard and it was natural, and that was his natural reaction. And then
don't do the bit.
Hold on,
exactly, so you're spurling it.
We might have found the bit.
You're no Bill Burr, sir.
No,
I've worked with Bill Burr. I've seen Bill Burr sitting here, and you're no Bill Burr.
Absolutely. I've kissed Bill Burr with cake on my mouth.
I was uncalled for, sir.
And you are no Bill Burr, sir.
Yes.
Have a good
You,
day.
sir. Okay. What's the matter?
Condoms and bang away.
No. If you find the bit that they play in Raw Dog. All right.
Gay kiss thing? No?
Yeah, but that's a horrible copy of it, too. So if you find it, the one they play in Raw Dog, that'd be great.
Come on.
Our final apology today. We had 5 today.
Jeez, this is craziness.
5 apologies today. We're trying to go 10 days without an apology.
Right.
Any new apologies come in since we started the radio show?
Really?
I bet you there could be. I bet you there might be a new one.
Or at least the situation has presented itself that we'll need an apology by tomorrow.
Jack, how do you say U-P-P-A-L? Upple? Upal?
I don't know. Upal?
Upal, up pal. Jack up pal.
Jack up pal.
That's his name.
Oh, that's probably it.
It's not playing though. Jack up pal, liberal candidate, apologizes for a controversial Facebook post. So, is this Canada?
Canada?
Is it Canada?
Yes. Canadian?
Jack Uphal's campaign is not off to a good start. The new liberal candidate for the provincial riding of blah, blah, blah apologized Saturday after a now deleted post on his Facebook wall claiming to be an analysis of men's and women's brains made the rounds online. Women can easily learn many languages, but cannot find solutions to problems. One part of the status read. Men's brains has a lot of space for handling the analytical process. They can analyze and find the solution for a process and design a map of a building easily. But if a complex map is viewed by women, they cannot understand it. Women cannot understand the details of a map easily.
Because they're stupid.
For them, it is just a dump of lines on a paper. Well, I mean, women are horrible at directions.
Well, yeah.
It's said our entire lives.
It's true. You tell them slow down, your fucking teeth is hitting it. She fucking
Not
speeds
those
up.
types of directions.
So I'm squeezing my balls that hard. Hurts. Don't tug my bag. That's.
Yeah, what the hell is it?
It is upsetting that Kathleen Wine would appoint a candidate who would spread such sexist, closed-minded views. The statement reads, Upal apologized in a statement released by the Liberals, saying that he didn't intend for the post to be taken literally.
Well, how else?
I'm right.
People are so stupid.
So, we just threw that apology on the end there. But
yeah.
we did get 5 today. 5 apologies.
Wow.
I don't even know why he had to apologize for that.
Exactly. It's not like women understood what he meant.
Right.
Tell me it was a recipe. Tell the girls it was a recipe.
Tell the gals.
Yeah, it was a recipe, toots.
Right.
How to make fresh cookies. Get in there. Put on that apron. Make me a fresh cookie.
Girls did not want to be called toots in this day and age.
No, neither did waitresses when we would be out and Kenny, when I was doing with Dice.
Oh, really?
Excuse me, toots. He would do that in the fucking Venetian just to make us laugh.
Would the women get mad?
The whole restaurant heard him. Excuse me, toots. Can I get some ketchup? Excuse me, toots.
It's so degrading.
It was so embarrassing, mortifying.
Devin.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, do we know Devin?
No.
I feel like we've talked to you before. All right, what do you got?
I just want to say, like, all of my friends that happen to be gay, when they see straight people kiss, they think it's disgusting.
But do you understand that's completely acceptable?
Yeah.
But if a straight guy has a problem with two men kissing, then all of a sudden you need to learn.
Yeah.
Tolerance and learn to be more accepting.
Well, I think it's one thing to think it's gross, but it's another thing to, like, go on Twitter or whatever and, like, talk about how it's gross.
Well, you should be able to give your opinion, but
Twitter's a shitty place. That's the place you should be able to do it.
I just think
Twitter is a really shitty place.
Go online.
Huh?
I'm just saying it's more than you just thinking it's gross. And if you feel the need to, like, go out and talk about it, that's more than just ew.
well, why shouldn't you be able to say what your view is? Like, if it's positive or negative, if it's pleasing or gross, why shouldn't you be able to express each opinion? I mean, I'm not saying you should say, hey, that guy should get hit with a hammer. But if you find it unpleasant, why can't you say that?
Right. As a human being, why can't you, like, express yourself?
You can say it. You can say it. You should be able to say it. But we have to be honest and say it's more than just ew at that point. It's a pretty strong feeling.
But wait, okay, so how about people that are saying it's good and positive?
Then it's a strong feeling, too.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine to say it. I just think it's more than just, like, a passing thought of, like, ew, if you go online and talk about it.
But should I be offended that gay guys don't like to see, straight people kissing?
No.
Of course not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they shouldn't give a fuck that we find it weird that they're kissing.
Exactly.
It's a little weird. It's still a little weird.
There are gay people and especially gay activists and some politically correct celebrities and everything that honestly believe that everybody should look at that kiss as a wonderful, beautiful thing. And the second it pops on, you should be like, you should be tilting your head and going, "Oh, that's so
what
wonderful."
a great moment.
And then that if you look at it and go like, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute," that you are just as bad as somebody that would take a crowbar and start cracking gay people over the head because they're gay. There's no gray area in there with a lot of these gay activists.
I think, like, most of my friends, they don't give a fuck what you think. They just want to be left alone.
No shit. Just all that.
So if you don't like them kissing, they don't care. Just
gay
don't
sex.
fucking bother me with it.
Yeah. What do you got a lot of gay friends? You know what they call that, right?
What?
A woman that has a lot of gay friends.
No.
It used to be called a fag hag.
Oh.
But now it's so politically incorrect to say the F word.
Right.
I
And
live in Boston. What do you
they're just
think?
called fat.
Yeah, now they're just called fat. Oh, is that the truth?
I'm usually skinny.
She's not
now
denying
with
it, by the
lots
way.
of fat girls.
If you were a girl, would you be right on that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No?
On what?
What are they, fun to hang out with and drink wine with and go shopping with?
Well, I'm sober, but
Oh.
I just live in Boston.
That's a
It's
you
not like
problem.
Yeah, that is a me problem.
Yeah, but you people in Boston like to segregate everybody, so.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? We've talked about this.
Southie, North End, fucking
Dorchester, Roxbury.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not from here. I just moved.
The Jews.
Yeah. Fucking. Where was Brucey? That was where the Jews lived.
Where the hell? Newton.
Newton.
Yeah.
Jewton, they called it. Jewton.
They did call it Jewton when we were up there.
Boston's like, yeah, we like to keep all our fucking ethnics all rounded up in a proper place.
So we know where they are.
Yeah, we know where they
all
are.
times. Don't come down Route 9. If you're a bit on the dark side, don't come down Route 9 through Jewton.
They're all in Roxbury now. I don't know. I'm learning it all still.
Yeah, Boston's really divvied it up.
Right.
Not as bad as Chicago.
Right.
Well, Chicago's a whole nother nightmare. Another 22, was it? 22 shot over the weekend.
In Chicago?
4 or 5 dead.
Man.
Yeah, it was a lot of shootings. 15-year-old
I watched the Vice documentary. It was
You
good.
did?
Yeah, it was really good.
The Vice documentary?
The one that we were talking about, the school.
Yeah. The one about the Last Chance High. Last Chance High.
Oh, maybe you left already. Last Chance High. It's about It's like emotionally disturbed. They're all emotionally disturbed kids, though.
It's on Vice?
Yeah.
Where? On their website?
Vice.com. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's pretty good.
You feel bad for those kids, though, like when the kid went to visit his father in prison, you're like, oh. It was just sad.
Yeah, it was kind of sad.
I just want a good family.
So then, because he wants a good family, he'll just go to school and punch other people.
Yeah, but it's like, this is a shit life.
It is.
It's a shit life.
But and did you notice, though, that the shit life starts with the shit family?
Yeah.
Like, the father's in prison. The mother can't fucking deal with anything, and
brother
she's got
shot and killed.
Arm full of fucking new kids. Yeah, the brother's shot and killed. It's just one of those.
Was it good, though?
Yeah, it was good.
I got to check that out.
Yeah.
All right. Devin, thank you.
Yep.
You're wonderful. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Devin.
All right.
Rotund Devin.
All right. Did we find the Bill Burr bit?
I found it.
Let me hear this.
Nice.
All right, this is basically what happened, okay? She tried to say I was homophobic. I think she's full of shit, and this is the story. All right? We were in a diner, right? We just got done eating, okay? Came out, I was looking down at the ground, and when I looked up, there was like these two dudes, like hardcore making out, And it's like, I wasn't fucking ready. You know what I mean? It was all it was. I wasn't ready. It's like, if you rented Brokeback Mountain, or I'm walking through the village, I can get my brain prepared for what I might see, but it's like I wasn't fucking ready. I just eating these fries. I'm like, you dumb shit, you got to go to the gym. It's in my own head. And when I looked up, these two dudes, one guy had a beard, just going at it. So the second I looked up, I just went like, ugh. I just looked away. That's all I did, real quick. Just, and then this girl was just glaring at me, like, oh my God, what's that all about? What's that? Were you like homophobic? Are you homophobic? I go, no, I'm not homophobic. I got no hatred, I got no hatred in that area. She goes, well, what's that all about? I go, I don't know, it was just like a visual thing. It was just, She goes, what are you talking about? I go, well, put it this way. The first time I ever saw a porno, I was like 14 years old. I had no idea what doggy style was, but the second I saw it, my brain was just like, that is the shit. I want to fucking do that. I'm ruining my life. I'm going to convince a woman to do that with me, right? My brain was like, yes. My dick was up. Everything was in agreement that this was a wonderful thing, and I had no idea what it was. But in the same token, if at any point during that porno, if somebody started like kissing somebody's feet or like sucking on their toes, it was just gross to me. But that doesn't mean I hate feet and I don't want them in my neighborhood. That just means I'm not into that shit. It's the same thing with the gay dudes. I have no hatred in my heart for gay people, all right? They're cool, they're funny, generally speaking, they're neat, I got a lot of positive things to say about them, They move to your neighborhood, the property value goes up because they make it fabulous, right? They can't reproduce, so they're not making more in-the-way people walking around looking up at shit. Yeah. They're wonderful for the environment, God bless them. But how far does political correctness go that I gotta look at some shit that's making my brain go like, fucking look away, right? I'm supposed to override that, start like cheering on the relationship, like, woo, grab his ass! Yeah, run your fingers through his chest hair! Dude, it's ridiculous. You gonna tell me some gay guy never walked down the street, seen two straight people just going at it, and never just thought like, oh God, why would you? Just had to like walk it off. He can't help it. That's just how his brain is wired, right? He's just like pussy, and I'm like dick, right? But there's no hatred in that.
Right on the money. That's exactly what we're talking about.
I couldn't fucking explain it to this girl. She's like, I think you're homophobic. It's like, no, it was on the same level. You ever see a big guy eating a sandwich, right? And he gets a little mustard on the side of his face, right? You fucking look away. But that doesn't mean you want him to choke on the sandwich. You want to get a bunch of friends to beat the shit out of him for eating the sandwich, right?
Yeah, people mistake
Dude,
the
whatever
whole,
you put your mouth on is the most intimate thing ever.
Yeah. There's honesty for you.
People mistake that for hatred and the want to commit violence against it. It's not.
I don't even think they mistake it. I just think that they don't like that you said something they don't like.
Right.
I think that they know that that's not necessarily.
Really?
Yeah. I think people have just gotten that sensitive and that irritating in people expressing dissenting opinion or a different opinion, that they will not tolerate any level of a different opinion.
But I think they also see it as, if they don't see direct violence in that, they would say it fosters an environment of intolerance that leads to people, but...
I think that's the excuse they give.
So I have to, shut off my human emotion and reaction.
Fake response.
Yeah, fake.
And, respond
accordingly.
Know.
Would you suck a dick or kiss a man deeply on the lips if you had to choose one or the other?
Oh, jeez.
Which would you choose?
What do you mean, would I?
I think the kissing is, really
Jesus.
Yeah.
That kissing thing. Because, but it's like Bill's bit. It's like if you're ready to see something,
I don't know.
It's one thing. So, if there's a porno going on and some big dick gentleman is fucking, getting his fucking rod sucked.
Yeah.
It's not like, because you knew. It's fucking porno. But if there's two guys just all of a sudden kissing, you're not ready for it. You go, whoa.
Can you make believe it's an ice cream cone?
Oh, there you
So
go.
I guess you're supposed to do. Can you? You should. Hopefully with no sprinkles on it.
Hi, who's this?
Lady Di.
Oh, God!
Thank God we're going home. Thank God we didn't take this call soon.
Oh, yeah, I just looked at the time.
Why? I wanted to ask you guys something.
I guarantee that what you're about to ask us, and I really don't know, is going to be complete nonsense.
Useless.
And has nothing to do with a talk radio show.
Useless nonsense.
Like we're talking about the Michael Sam thing and the Donald Sterling thing and the Charles Barkley thing. I guarantee what you're about to ask us is complete and utter nonsense that has nothing to do for a radio show.
Opie, this has something to do with the radio show. Next month, you said something about a super show, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's going to be a black tie event?
Yes.
All right, with a red carpet and everything?
Yes, there will be a red carpet.
How are we supposed to dress for the show?
Black tie event is fancy as you can dress. How do you need to ask that question?
You need
gown.
a gown.
All right. Well, first of all, I don't think Marion is going because I just talked to her. I don't think she's going to be there. No.
No one cares.
Why?
No one cares.
Just a fuck.
Marion's going.
Shit. All right. Wait.
You asked the question, I answered you.
Is she too busy being a tough guy somewhere?
Yeah, was she
look
fucking,
out.
Watch out. Here
Was
comes
she arm
Marion.
wrestling?
Put up your dukes.
Right.
She's working right now. All right. Now I have dress pants and I have dress shirts.
It's got to be a gown. We said a gown.
A gown. You ever watch like the Oscars and you see what the celebrities wear?
Yeah.
Well,
it has to
just
be
see
like
what Willie wore from Free Willy and go back
I don't
a ways.
have any gowns.
What?
Hold on. What? Go nude. All right. Yeah.
Well, go and buy a gown.
Get yourself a gown.
Go. Where am I going to get a gown? at?
Gala event.
At the dollar
That's
store.
Family Dollar.
Right, they probably have one in the
not
back.
at Family Dollar. You don't get gowns at Family
No
Dollar.
shit, Sherlock.
No, they don't have that. No.
How many natty ices?
This is my, believe it or not, you're not going to believe it, this is my fourth one.
Why wouldn't
you believe it?
It's exactly the same as what you're talking about.
I would have guessed it would have been 4, 5, or 6.
Right.
If I had to guess.
What difference does it make? It's only beer.
Right, it's only beer at
I'm not
10:30.
messed up or anything.
You're not.
You're just a pants-shitting embarrassment.
4 beers before 10:30. Wait, It's only beer.
It's only beer.
While everyone else is going to work or trying to get a job.
By the
They're
way,
not
hi
working.
Sam and hi Jimmy.
They're not in here.
They're not in here. They're not in there right now. Jimmy is.
Right now.
Jimmy is there because I hear him.
Yes.
All right, we got to go.
Okay.
Slurs
Just for
McGillicuddy.
Laughs Festival, I will be there giving the keynote address July 24th and doing a gig at the Gisu Theater the 26th at midnight.
Very cool.
This Saturday night.
Gisu everywhere.
HaHaHa.com.
Yes.
And we got to start.
Wait.
We got to start talking about the Bobo bit. Are we going to do this?
Oh yeah.
Maybe after our little break. I think we're taking a week.
What's the Bobo bit?
Jesus Christ.
There's nothing to do with you.
Jesus Christ.
He's still a friend of mine.
Gives a fuck. Who cares?
Oh God.
Oh, my goodness.
How are they fans of the show?
Wait,
That's what I'll never understand.
No.
Do you want
How is
me
she
to
a fan
wear-
of the show?
Do you want... I was always a fan of your show. Are you talking about me?
No, we're talking about some other fucking ill-timed moose.
Always a fan of your show.
Uh-huh.
Ever since back 20 years ago.
Why are you a fan of our show?
Why am I a fan of your show? First of all, I like you guys. All right, and second of all, when I was first introduced to you, to you guys a long time ago, I just took a liking to you. I used to listen to you on WDW.
See, she doesn't. There's nothing there.
What are you talking? You verbose ox? No one cares.
I love you guys. Don't you understand that?
Yeah, but you have no...
gives a fuck.
You have no example
So
of
does
what
my
you even
mom, and I
liked.
didn't even see her for Mother's Day. Do you get it yet?
You have no idea what you liked
Right.
about the show in the first place.
What'd your son do for Mother's Day?
He came over here.
That's good.
Did you try to keep your heavy drinking down to a minimum, or you said fuck it?
No, he didn't say anything about my drinking.
Did you vomit into the sink?
No, I did not. No, Jimmy, no, I didn't.
Did you piss yourself or shit yourself?
Yeah, did you say nice flowers, but wait a minute, I got to go vomit into the sink again?
No, I did not.
You monster.
Did you share your crack with him?
First of all, I don't smoke crack.
Oh, what
When's the last time you smoked crack?
And
When was the last time you smoked crack?
I told you 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I say 2 years ago?
Well, it was 3, and then it was 2, and then it was 1, and it was 2
Wait,
again.
hold on. It was a couple of years ago.
Up.
All right, we're going home.
No. It was a few years ago. Yes, it was. All right?
Just keep her on the
leave
phone
it at that.
till she runs out of energy. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to run out of energy. No. But I just want to find out. You want me to dress in a friggin' gown? Are you there? I'm not running out of energy. Now, what are you doing? Playing the silent game on me now? Nah, you guys are playing the silent game on me, huh? Bill, did you hear this? They want me to dress up in a freaking gown for the Super Show. How am I going to go there with a gown? Are you guys there? I haven't owned a gown in my whole entire life.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yes.
Diana?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, good. What are you gonna wear on the at the thing? Super Show.
Well, first of all, who am I talking to?
Colin.
Colin Quinn?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Colin. How you doing?
Hi. I just heard your call. It sounded like something we do need to talk about, because even I'm wondering, what am I going to wear? Do I wear a suit or what?
Oh, Jesus.
Black tie? I don't have a black tie.
I have dress pants, and I have nice shirts.
Yeah, I have the same. I'm
all right,
I mean, I have a jacket, but I don't have a tuxedo, for crying out loud.
You don't have a... Yes, you do. Don't lie to me.
I have one. Well, I have one from years ago, but I haven't worn it, and I don't even know where the hell what it looks like. It's probably got mothballs. Who knows?
Colin, listen to me. All right. First of all, is this really Colin Quinn, or are they playing a joke on me? All right. Now, but the whole thing is, for me to go out and get a dress gown,
I think
that and everything. I mean, I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I don't think you should. First of all, I can't believe Marion's not coming. But second of all, I don't think you should go all, just wear whatever you're comfortable in. You know what I mean? I mean, I think they're making a mountain out of a molehill with this. You know, they're trying to make it into some big affair. It's just, you know, it's enough.
No, I don't mind. All right, Colin, I don't mind going. That is not a big deal for me. All right, but the thing is, though, even if I dress nice, I got to buy more jewelry because don't forget, when I got mugged, my jewelry was in my pocketbook.
Oh, yeah.
All right, which is no big deal because it was just costume jewelry.
Right. Well,
but everything was in my pocketbook.
Yeah, I think we should just go casual, you know.
Right now, one more thing. When is this event taking place?
That's the question. I don't know. I thought it was next Tuesday, but now I'm finding out, you know, other things. I'm not sure.
Is it going to be on a Friday?
No, I don't think so.
All right, now I have something else I have to say. June 18th, I have jury duty. And
jury
I
duty?
don't know. Yeah, believe it or not, I have jury duty June 18th.
I believe it.
And I don't know if I'm going to be picked for 1 day, 2 days, and I don't know.
I know that's how jury duty is. It's at least 2 days. Let's face it.
Yeah, at least 2 days. Now, did you hear from Sandy Kane? Is she going?
No, I did not.
All right, are you going to tell her to dress up in a gown too?
Sandy Kane? No, I just said I don't think we should dress up. I just said I don't think we should dress up in gowns.
Well, I'm just asking. Did anybody tell Sandy Kane she has to dress up like that?
Yeah.
Like Opie and Anthony just told me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
The whole thing's getting unwieldy.
I do have nice dress clothes, but I don't have a gown.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right.
All right. Stay beautiful. I'll talk to you later.
I love you too, Colin. If that's you.
It's me.
Okay. Bye-bye. No.
All right. Stay off the fucking phone.